You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Jordan wins his 6th ring. Genie Bus and LA clinched the championship. After 50 years, Milwaukee raises the trophy again.
Oh gosh, man! Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? Lord Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother. Cover my sister. Them who under pressure. Cover the preacher. Every church worker, the young believer, cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners, of course, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM, and we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome each and every one here in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from, if you're from Mazatanians, Uniranians, Venuranians, Saturnanians, wherever you're from, we welcome you in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. As a matter of fact, we really don't care what color shirt you wear. You could have on a white t-shirt, a pink t-shirt, a blue t-shirt, a mauve t-shirt, an orange t-shirt. Whatever t-shirt you wear, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me bring in one third of the DAT Triplets, no other than Tommy Marshall, the Commissioner of Newark, Nesbitt. Tommy, welcome.
Good evening, family. Special evening this is, I say, because a lot is happening. A lot is happening in our homeland, but we still hold steadfast and continue to speak truth to power, don't we?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's why we say that we are in the village. You know, we're in the village. In the village, we speak truth to power. At the end of the day, we are all about country, how we can make our country better with our suggestions. And we know that for a fact that many of our suggestions have been taken and used in Trinidad and Tobago. So, you know, we ain't going bad after all, Tommy. We ain't doing bad after all. You know what I mean? I expect Diana to join us real soon. She should join us. You know, Storm should join us in any minute now. So let me quickly get to the chat here, because the chat done gone long time. It's gone. Takesha was in first. Of course, Takesha was in first. Takesha says good night, everyone. She said Diana the Storm, good night. Takesha was in second. Ansem, good night. Third, Takesha. Tommy, good night from Takesha. Fourth. Takesha send wishes to Nadia, Lana, Rose, Carice, Mauricia, Miss Cuva, Joan, Capiza. Right? Also sending wishes to Albert, Vonnie, Ellis, Rajvi, Ulrich, Hailey, Troy, Chris, Tropics, and Daryl, good night. I see Daryl super sad in a while. Yeah. Full 100 Takesha. Only love in the village, no hate. Right?
That's right.
Takesha say, who say what's in Duke, boy? Who say what's in Duke? These politicians hungry, and I have some information for you guys. There's some real good information. Of course, the second person in the village was no other than Nadia. And Nadia was in secondly. Nadia said good night, everyone. Anselm, good night. Takesha wants to know if we're gonna applaud Watson Duke for what he did. You know, we get to that, Takesha. We're gonna see exactly what happens. We're gonna deal with that. Nadia, Tommy says good night. I mean, Tommy, Nadia says good night.
Nadia,
yeah, Diana Benskin, good night as well from Nadia. Yeah, Takesha says too much going on in Trinidad and Tobago's countries really falling slowly.
Takesha, I disagree. I think it's correction, not destruction, but correction.
Tommy says correction. Yeah. How some party can't make a difference. That's Takesha. And Nadia sending wishes to Takesha, Joan, Rose, Lana, Capiza, Miss Cuva, Judy. Right? Nadia says Takesha, oh yes, I believe so. Everyone power hungry wants to get in power, boy. Everybody want to get power, boy. Hey, boy, Tommy. Nadia said Takesha, the country don't fall so long. Right?
When you hit bottom is only one way to go, you know.
Is lower?
Yeah.
In the sub-basement, there was sub-basement now. Rennie Mohammed says, all of a sudden, Tobago politics on the front line. Rowley having a field day. All right.
Yeah.
Nadia says, good night to Rennie, Vonnie, Troy, Ellis, Ulrich, Albert, Ken, John. Nadia, Rennie want to know if Nadia don't cook. Rennie, why you minding the woman business? What you want to know? Oh God, she cooked fish broth too, yes? Nadia cooked some fish broth, but
who did that, Nadia?
Yeah, Nadia cooks fish broth.
That's my favorite. I wonder what type of fish she used.
Huh?
Nadia, tell me what type of fish she used. Let me see if I could really get hungry now.
Okay, yeah. Rennie said life too short not to be good. We have to make it good. I no joke, you know. That's serious, yes? Rennie gone already, but you see, he gonna organize the evening. Gone long time, but you gotta go and fix up.
Yeah, you can put us in the background and
listen. Yeah. Rennie said, I tell my Smalley every day is a party. Yeah, Rennie, man. You know you're coming back. We ain't worried. Hey, look, people are now Hailey come inside.
Hey,
Oh
Hailey.
God, oh, can't be the ladies at all, boy. Rennie, we try for the fellas, but Nadia, what we tell her? What acts? I know joke, boy. Yeah, Nadia and Takisha don't make joke.
They're the village sweethearts, the official.
Yeah, they're big joke. They ain't making joke. Vonnie Roberts, welcome. Good night to Keisha, Nadia, Diana, Lana, wishing you God's blessing. Yeah. Vonnie says, Ansem Tobago is such a news. Important if you can get someone from the PDP on the program tonight. We go try to see if we get the chairman. Yeah, we go try to see if we get the chairman. We go try the chairman. Hey, Kapiza, welcome. Yeah. Takisha, no joke, you know. Government Lord and fix it. That's why we play that, you know.
That's
And
right.
you wouldn't believe it. The person who's singing that song is Pastor Baines. Yeah?
That's right.
Pastor Baines who's part of the PDP in Tobago. He's the one singing that song.
He's an assemblyman in the TH, you know?
Yeah, right. He's assemblyman in the TH. Judy says, greetings to all village families and hosts. Ansem, Tommy, Diana, one love.
Good evening,
right.
Judy.
Yeah, Vonnie says, all them PNM talk show personals having a field day on the PDP, they're happy. I don't know. I don't know why people should, delve into the depths of when things ain't going good for somebody. And but I have some news to share with all. Yeah, it is it's a chess match, and in the chess match, somebody got checkmate. Right? Someone was checkmate. Judy says, sending out special blessings to all those beautiful ladies and gentlemen in the village. Yeah. Hailey says, good evening to Keisha, Nadia, Judy, Rennie. Right? Yeah. Judy sends a message. We're still welcome. Yeah, Farley need to join me tonight. But I don't know. We go call Farley too. We go call Farley tonight too. Judy says, welcome. Let me say welcome to the storm. We're going to introduce her in a minute. Judy, my spirit is very disturbed with what's going on between Duke and Farley. I was looking for a serious change in Trinidad because Tobago make the way. It will still happen, man. It will still happen.
A serious change could still come, and it doesn't have to be what we expect, but something good has to happen. We always have to look at it half full. We can't look at it as half full.
Correct. We have to keep the faith. Duke retired to become a normal citizen in order to do something to Farley, which doesn't look good. No. You do that.
No, think positive.
Yeah. Ray Stout says, if you guys say Watson Duke is such a wild card, then don't take his actions lightly. No. Somebody get checkmate. What's that? Hey, Tommy, got a full view of the commissioner tonight. Yeah, damn, Tommy, boy, again, I'm a full view, boy. That's what they say. You might find that the statement uneducated, but we deal with uneducated fools as wilding up the law-abiding citizens. Tommy, Nadia say kingfish. Kingfish she cook.
Nadia, you really want me to come over, right?
Yeah. Come on over, man.
Tie your door. Tie that big door.
Yeah. Hey, look, let me say welcome to Troy Smith. Troy Smith wife game back your phone. Who's Troy Smith wife name again? What's your name again?
Kizzy.
Kizzy, yeah, Kizzy get back Troy's phone. she are trying to ration now. It's either Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday. Which Troy, you have to pick one day, boy. I know I'm the eldest though. Let me say welcome to no other than Diana, Waveney, Benskin, Stormy, the Storm, Greta, Waveney, the Twin Beige Gonian, Bajan, McDonald, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. She girl so working for this voice. The voice song, okay, but I still have, it hurts to talk sometimes after a while. But I'm here, people. I'm here. I'm tuning into the bacchanal and the confusion, The confusion,
Yeah,
man.
bacchanal. Yeah.
And the
And right
confusion.
now,
Tommy, how you saying down so, boy?
I have to be very comfortable tonight.
Yeah, Tommy, fix your business, yes? Handle your stories. Yeah. We still
I have
say
to be
right now
very
Tobago feeling nice. Then the spotlight in Trinidad eyes. How often that happens? Yeah, that don't happen often at all.
Yeah, boy. I said to myself, when it first happened, I when I was speaking with someone and I said political suicide. Political suicide. I know that's a fact. Uh and I'm gonna call it out. I invited him on the show to come and talk. And his two words to me was not interested. But when I am 100% or close to, I will be addressing Mr. Solomon Watson Juke. I will be addressing him. You know, this a switchy name around, huh?
Yeah.
I will be addressing him, and I'm very. I have to say it here, and I know you're listening. I'm extremely. I'm not surprised, but I'm extremely disappointed. Disappointed in him. I had such high hopes for him. I know everybody has their own personality traits, their own behavioral traits, cultural traits, educational traits, whatever, and it causes you to behave a certain way. But when you are at the helm, you're the leader of a political party, you are the elected person for your constituency, you are supposed to behave in a certain manner. You cannot, you have to shed certain armor and you have to comport yourself in a certain way. You have to elevate yourself and behave diplomatically. You cannot behave as though you are in the guile in a boxing ring. You have to learn diplomacy, especially in politics. And that is what I'm saying to Solomon Watson Duke. You have to learn diplomacy. You
And the key word
cannot.
is, and Diana, and the key word is learn. And I am still hopeful that he can learn. And because he's young, he's not he's not an old head. He's a young man. He can still learn. There's a lot of time for him to learn and get his act together. So we
Yeah.
can't really write him off altogether.
I'm not. I didn't say I'm writing him out, but I'm disappointed in him. I'm truly disappointed, I'm gonna tell him this. There are a lot of Tobagonians who ain't gonna come out and say because they don't want to be victimized. We're not afraid they're victimized. They're disappointed in you too. They're disappointed in you too, Solomon Watson Duke. And that brashness that you're carrying on it ain't gonna work. You're only gonna dig yourself in a hole and you ain't gonna find a ladder big enough to get you out of that hole. Diana Benz can tell you so. When you find him, my grandmother always tell me, when I find myself in a hole, stop digging. Stop digging. Because the hole gonna get deeper and the rungs on the ladder, you're not gonna be able to get out.
Well, actually, resignation is a sign that he decides to stop digging. I mean, so he's basically making the right moves at this particular time. Think about it. What do you think?
What right moves is he making? In my head, right? As a poet, I'm gonna try to dissect his move as a poet. Critical thinking. Okay, you didn't want to apologize. You don't want to work with Mr. Farley and the THA. And I will say this now, and he knows it is a fact. I have spoken to him recently about something, and I was kind of confused as to THA, PDP, THA, and I was told in no uncertain terms that PDP is him. He is PDP. So
Which is true.
I said, okay. I thought PDP was the rest of them too. But if you're gonna carry on like this, it's not gonna work. It's not a me thing. It's a teamwork. And and I say kudos to Mr. Farley, Chavez, Augustine for standing up adhering to the laws of the THA and the Constitution, etc., as laid out. He, like he said, he doesn't know if it went on like that before. I have to do something here to speak properly. He doesn't know if it went on like that before, but he's not going to allow it to go on. And you, Mr. Solomon Watson Duke, you need to come down from there. Come down from there. You committed political suicide. That's what you did. You buried yourself. And there are a lot of people who don't like you, but they voted for the party because of Augustine. I say so. Who vex?
Agree.
Diana, all I could say, Diana, is that you preach. You see, because when you are a political leader and you go on a press conference and everything is me. There's no I in team. Everything is me. I form this party. I do this and I do that. Well, I have news for Watson Duke. There is a lot of people in this country who started their own company, and many of them who lost their own company. Many of them. Because there comes a point in time when it's not going to be I. It has to be we. Because unless you're not going to have an internal election, right? And it's always going to be you deciding that you are going to be political leader for life. I knows of no party in a communist country, dictatorship, yes. There are certain people who are political leader for life, but in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a democracy, a representative democracy, right? Where he has to have internal election. There's come a point in time where the PDP is going to have an internal election. And the people are going to decide if who they want to lead the PDP. It might not be Watson Duke. So you running around telling everybody, well, I formed this party, there's my party. Yes, you formed the party, right? Somebody had to start it. It's like in a relay. When you're in a relay, somebody had to start. And somebody had to finish too.
Yep.
But the same person that start the whole thing doesn't finish the whole thing. Somebody else does.
Yep.
So once you start to understand, and every time you hear, well, I formed this party, he don't know I's the boss. I know, well, you know, I mean, listen, it just unbelievable that in 2022, the party was supposed to be on an upward trend, and you decide to mash up the whole thing.
Yep.
That's what you decide to do.
Oh, because of ego. His ego is getting in the way. And I understand that, you know, I listen to all the people send me all tidbits, and they send me voice clips, and they send me videos, and I understand that everyone still, Mr. Duke, if you're listening, the Bajan girl gonna tell you now, they still have you in the craw because from the way you handle the PSA money. They still have you in their craw for that. If you understand what I mean, in the craw, right? So the water ain't too clear yet. You're going to muddy up the water even more. Now with this behavior.
Diana, let me dedicate this song here. That's what we have in Trinidad and Tobago. Everything mash up. And that's where we are. That's where we have gone in that, you know, and listen to this, I wonder if I should do this. No, I will do it. Let me do it right now, So I spoke to one of the most learned, I'm making up that word, learned person in Tobago, and basically,
politics.
Yeah. Politics, correct, right? And what the person told me, that the person couldn't come on the program, I've been here many times, they told me that what Watson Duke, and I'm paraphrasing here, what Watson Duke did was basically committed political suicide. Diana, you said it. He committed political suicide. Now, there are three such scenarios what took place, right? So Watson Duke thought that he could remove, that he was going to remove Farley, Alicia, and Faith as deputy political leaders of the PDP, right? That was his first move. He did that. He thought that by removing them as political leaders of the PDP, that they would in turn resign from the party, right? They would resign from the party because Farley Duke came and removed them as deputy political leaders from the party, right? So now when they resign from the party, Duke will now be able to expel them and invoke Section 49, subsection 2E of the Republican Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago, House of Representatives, right? So when they resign from the party, he will be able to expel them from the party and invoke Section 49, subsection 2E, right? But one thing he did not know, and the resident learned it, former first THA chief said, that only applied to the House of Representatives of Trinidad, not to the Tobago House of Assembly.
You know, I read an article in The Guardian with the same commentary by Mr. Hochoy Charles.
Correct. I spoke to him. I said, boy, I called him, and he said he thought he could have invoked Section 49, subsection 2E, and I wrote it down, of the Republican Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago. However, right, that only applied to the House of Representatives of Trinidad and not to the Tobago Assembly. And an example of that is Jack Warner. Or remember Jack Warner? And Jack Warner, they kicked Jack Warner out. They had to have a by-election for Jack Warner's seat, and Jack Warner eventually won back his seat as an independent.
That's
right?
right.
So Duke now kind of set things up, right? There was a chess match, and he get checkmate. So you know what he had to do? When he get checkmate, you know what he had to do? What did he have to do?
He had to quit.
He had to resign. He had to resign. Because now, those people in the assembly was going to bring a no confidence vote against him and remove him. And he also told me that there is only two people in the Tobago House of Assembly that you can bring a no confidence motion against. It's the chief secretary, right? And the deputy chief secretary. So the man overplayed his hand. He played a chess match and he lost. I mean, he get it for 6. He gave it for 6. So he had no choice. He had no choice but to come today and resign from the THA as the deputy chief secretary. No, he had no choice.
What did I say on Tuesday, Anselm?
No, you were absolutely correct, right? So he thought he could have used Section 49, subsection 2E of the Trinidad House of Representatives, but it did not apply to the Tobago House of Assembly because the Tobago House of Assembly Act is unique to Tobago and it's one of its kind in the world. I was even further told. And the person who wrote that is Hochoy Charles.
Oh boy.
So the man had a plan. He had a plan. He was on the board, he was on the chess board, and he get checkmate. So all he had to do now, he had to resign. He had no choice. He had to resign.
Basically, the designer made no mistakes.
Yes. Yes. He get checkmate. And that is part of the problem. Now, people talking about, well, the PDP, and if Farley and them is still part of the PDP, Farley and them are going to be in the Tobago House of Assembly for 4 years, all of them. Right? Unless the individuals in the Tobago House of Assembly bring a no confidence motion against Farley, and the majority, a simple majority, have them removed from the House of Assembly. And a simple majority, right? And can remove him. Other than that, they can say what they want.
Yeah.
And I get this. I went straight to the guy to get this. I mean, get this from nobody else. Nobody in kind of tell me. I said, you know what?
You didn't get it. You don't get it from them political analysts in Trinidad.
Yeah,
Right?
I get it from them political analysts and them. You know what I mean? These self-appointed political analysts. I get it from them. And I speculate.
The rumshop politicians.
Yeah, the rumshop politicians. We don't like to speculate in the village. I ain't speculating either. I went straight to the source. And we are fortunate enough in the village. The source picked up the phone and he spoke with me. So there you have it, straight from the source. What's new played a hand, right?
Straight from the horse's mouth. Straight
from the horse's mouth. I write it down, huh? So and my wife was there making sure I get it correct to her. So you need to explain it this way. You know what I mean? You need to make sure you tell them if they resign from the party. You understand? He thought that they would resign from the party. And by them resigning from the party, he could now expel them. Right? And then he could invoke subsection 49, section 49, subsection 2E. You understand?
But, so at the end of the day, why would he want to create such an upset? Why? What kind of thinking is that?
What do you mean, what kind of thinking is that, Tony?
I'm saying that kind
party, of he says his party, he formed the party. It's his party, he could do whatever he wants with the party. It have people have their own company and they think they could do with it. We think you have a board of directors and an executive.
You need to find this song. It's my party and I can cry if I want to.
Who sing that?
I don't remember. It's not a
it's probably patented. Don't play that and you'll get in jail.
Oh, no. We don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Go ahead, Tony.
Basically, that's what it is. He felt it's my party and I can do what I want to.
Correct. And Hailey says, answer him, you didn't get it from Ramsing, the CD Ram. No, Hailey, no. We don't do it so in the village. We ain't going by no CD Ram and we ain't going to speculate and say, boy, they could do this. I know could do that. We here, critical thinkers, and we people in the chat too, critical thinkers, we think, we act. That's why we could disagree. We have disagreements. We work it out, and we keep it moving, right? I call the man direct. The man pick up the phone. He tell me what it is, and I pose questions to him too. I say, well, listen, how can Farley be removed as the chief, the teacher chief? He says, I said, but let me tell you, you tell me if I'm right. And when I told him about the no confidence, he said, answer, you are correct. But he also added that the deputy chief can also be removed by a no confidence, right? So what's known now that, boy, boy, I'll be creaking when I know paddle. You understand? I had to get off that ship, boy. I had to get off that ship. Right? And there are people in Tobago who basically want things to work out, Let me get that.
Yes.
There are people in Tobago who are saying, well, let me work the thing out there, man.
Yeah, the majority of people want things to work out. They don't want no strife.
So listen to this.
Ellis Clark, businessman, Roxborough, I work at Works as a CRO. Now, my take on the whole thing is that whoever gave Duke the information in America, give him bad information. And I'm disappointed that he took that information and without a pinch of salt and make it and run with it. He should have checked out to make sure that the information is authentic, and we in Roxborough are very disappointed about the whole situation because we take 21 years to remove the PNM from office. And we are going into this with no one man. And I want Watson and Farley and all of them to know that this is not their party. No Watson, no Farley, none of them is entitled to this party. This party was Watson's dream. And Watson solely dreamed to all of us by membership. And if we having problem in the party, the membership supposed to be part of them kind of irrational behavior, them big politicians. A matter of fact, I can't call them big, they're young. Because I must be one of the most eldest politicians in Tobago because I talk politics every day of the year. And I was a member of the then Hochoy Charles and Robinson regime. And we have to understand that politics have a moral of its own. We have to understand that you have to be able to talk to people, hate them, and hug them in politics. That is about politics. You cannot always just go out thing and our slogan is to fix this. We have to fix this because the people is not accepting nothing from Farley and Watson about who this and who that. This is our party. We worked 21 hard years to get away from the PNM and we need to fix this and we have to fix it. I say so. This has to fix.
All right, you are a resident of Roxville. Tell us about the group and exactly what is on the ground about what has happened.
Well, in my opinion, I don't know what happened and what transpired. But based on the group that I am seeing all the Roxborough people and them here. All the people and them who supposed to be in the group in Roxborough right now. So I don't know where she gets the people, them she thing and where they get them from and thing, but my thing are all the people and them that I know are members of that group around here. I'm seeing them in Tobago. So if she gets the people from Trinidad or Miami or where she gets the people and them, I don't care about that. And I am standing firm with Farley because if 400,000 was given to them for trips, why they can't source the rest of money for themselves and make their thing? This is not, we didn't send them out there to do nothing for government. You know. They go out there as ambassador, they are accustomed going out, and if you get money, 400,000, you have to make it look, you cannot call Watson and give him bad information, and then he, without taking it with we can't live that way. And then nobody will try to break up this party that we bought into. It's not Watson own, it's not Farley own, and I'm telling them plain, we have to fix that. We have to come and sit down as big people and fix this and fix it now.
Well,
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
and that is and let me tell you the difference. You see the difference? That person is living in the constituency. You know, bacchanal and confusion and making stuff up. And we have a next one, you know. We have a next one too. He living in the constituency and he talking from on the ground in Tobago. And I tell them, you know, when I tell them, I say, listen, my father living in Roxborough and my brother living in Roxborough, they are in Watson do constituency. So me I ask no questions from no other person. I mean, you know, I went straight to the head. I went straight to Hochoy Charles. You know? We are fortunate here at WZYE 95.9 FM. We just like CNC3 or TV6 or any one of them. We could go to people, knowledgeable people in Trinidad and Tobago, and give us their opinion on certain issues if they can't come into the village, right? And they pick up the phone and talk to us, right? Of course, Judy says Hochoy Charles is a very intelligent man, knows the rules of the teacher. You know, I talking to the man and he started to quote all kind of subsection 2-140. I say, hey, partner, slow down, man. I'm a partner. I say, he said, all right, all shit, all right. You know, and he slowed down and he think and we vibe. And he gave the information. Now, it got people who go say, boy, I hope, you know, people who go say, oh, Hochoy Charles don't know what you're talking about. I hope, I hope all them say, oh, Hochoy Charles don't know what you're talking about because the fella was the first THA chief. First. And the constitution of the THA, there is no one else that knows it like him. You know? He's
an architect.
Oh, yes. He's the architect. Tommy, you are absolutely correct. He was the one that put everything in place. He knows what it is. And the man could tell you. And you know, when he started to quote things online for you, you know, You know, but I will try to get him in. Maybe I'll try to see if he could come sometime next week or something. You know what I mean? But we're also going to try tonight to call the chairman of the PDP, Dr. Sean Ned. We're going to try to call him, you know, and see what we'll do, because he's been here in the village. You know, we doing it a little different. We originate, we don't imitate. We calling people. If they pick up, they pick up. But I think the phone working, but it working 75%. So let's bear with me. Bear with me. So Carice, welcome. Carice said all political parties have their issues. Judy says maybe Trinidad Parliament should adopt some of the THA rules and regulation. All right, I'm telling you, the THA constitution is unique to only Trinidad and Tobago. There are no others around the world. The man telling me, he says, Wall Street, let me tell you something. There are no others like the THA House of Assembly constitution around the world. This is unique to Tobago. I said, all right, partner, I will tell you. You know what I mean? It's just, Troy Smith said, 2 man rat can't live in the same hole. Yeah, I mean, Kokurava song say that, right? 3 bull rats can't live in the same hole. Well, he said 2, you know. Ulrich, welcome. Ulrich said, I totally agree with that, man. Yeah. But Ulrich, I hear you don't like Fali, you know, Ulrich. I hear anything about Ulrich. I hear you say you don't like Fali. I mean, I read Birdie tell me that, Ulrich.
And he don't like Gary.
But we know you don't like Gary. I read Birdie tell me Ulrich don't like Fali. Ulrich, explain yourself, eh?
Yeah, Martin George made that same statement today that 2 man rat can't live in the same.
Yeah, same 2 man rat can't live in the same hole. Yeah. We Ulrich, we couldn't get Hochoy on tonight, right? But I paid a personal call to him, and he gave me the information that many people may have or they don't want to talk about, or many people couldn't get. You know what I mean? However you want to put it. But we did speak to him, and he cleared up a lot of things.
And I said we can't fault people for not wanting to talk at this time, you know, because it may be like out of turn and they might find it out of timing, because they really, based on what I read today, most everybody want this thing resolved amicably by the 2 parties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't want to see that fight.
But Tommy, it's sad to say that boat have already set sail. You know?
Yes.
That train already left the station, man.
You see, but the man who pulled the cord, he still has a chance to correct the journey, you know, to get things right.
Duke? Of
course.
But you have a lot of correction to do. You already fired the 3 people as deputy political leader. You're right. You went and you resigned as the deputy chief secretary. Right? The train left the station already, man. For me, there's a saying, once the tube is out of the toothpaste, you cannot put it back in.
This is true.
Once the toothpaste is out of the tube, you cannot put it back in.
Yeah, you could cut the tube down the middle.
You could do. You
but you could go to the store and buy a new tube, you know.
You could.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what it means when you have a toothpaste and you squeeze out some toothpaste. You know, it's kind of hard to put back in the toothpaste in the tube. That's kind of what he's saying. You know, and I think that if you form a political party and you have got and listen to this, and please, people, please, especially people of the party that I support, the PNM, always stop. Curtis Mantrashad, welcome. Stop saying, oh yeah, you know, Wall Street called them 2 fellow transformational leaders, and yeah, what about them now? So if I'm married for 34 years, right? If me and my wife have a problem, right? All of a sudden we not married no more.
No, but
unmarried now.
But if you wrong her, you could admit your error, and you could apologize, and you could correct whatever it is.
Correct. So all of a sudden, because I coined them transformational, because of this spat, they're not transformational. They're not transformational leaders no more. And I said this today. I said this, and we're gonna go for a quick station identification after this. I said this today. At least we know that the two of them are transformational leaders, and Dr. Keith Christopher Roy is a transactional leader. They had nothing to say. They couldn't say anything. You see? So let's go for a quick station identification. Let's send the village to the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this short break.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Oh, come on.
Braden has...
We're going to get that up for you guys. Hold on a minute. Here we go. All right. It doesn't want to play, so.
I said to Calypso Vex or something about Vex or something.
Hold on. So, folks, let's get this one here instead. And I'm going to take that off in the back in 1 minute. We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And that's what we have in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a lot of bacchanal. Go ahead, Anna. We have a lot of bacchanal. You know,
I was telling you, I sent a song earlier.
Okay.
Something about Vex money or something.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna get that. Yeah. Let me say welcome to you know what? Takesha, we're gonna do that. We're gonna call a few of them tonight. Just call them, you know what I mean? Takesha says money hungry. Oh God, Takesha money hungry, buddy. I would say you don't like the tractors. Eugene Julian, welcome. You know, all of Eugene Julians are Tobago, you know. You from Diana, did you know that?
You from Roxborough?
I don't know where you're from. You're from some, I don't know, from some place up in the country somewhere.
Well, like it all.
I don't, Tommy, not me, you know, me ain't going there, huh? I know. Eugene Julian, the people want to know what part of Tobago you're from. You know, your family? Huh?
You from Plymouth?
You from Dinette?
No, I think you're from the countryside. Somewhere in the country, I think. I don't know. But you go tell me where you're from. So Trinidad Margo, welcome.
Wait, you Trinis don't know your country, Trinidad and Tobago. All it should be shame.
What do you mean?
You all don't know your country.
You're talking about me. You're talking about somebody who knows my country.
Well, I know Trinidad very well.
And Tobago.
Wait, how you gonna talk about you know Trinidad? You didn't know what Chumacac was? Did you know what Chumacac was?
Leave me out of the bacchanal. I said, I is a Bajan.
Did you know where Chumacac was?
You Trinis don't know I is a Bajan. You Trinis don't know your country. You don't know Trinidad and Tobago. Shame on all you. I know Barbados tall.
Well, you can answer a simple question. Did you know Chumacac Laventel before you came?
I is a Bajan. I ain't supposed to know there.
All right.
That's a white excuse. That's not even an excuse. That's a white excuse.
Yeah.
I ain't supposed to know there.
Yeah, so you know Chumacac Laventel. And Tommy, and listener, I taken full credit for putting Chumacac on the map in Trinidad and Tobago.
Take about.
Yeah, because people didn't know where Chumacac, they never heard of Chumacac before. Where is Chumacac? Now, everybody know, that building with the PNM have sitting there now for 7 years, right? That's been abandoned under them for all these years. And finally, the other day, and listen, don't let them get the Game Vex again. They put a nice map and all kind of thing. Let me show you. Have it there, you know. That's have it there saying, don't get wheat, you know. Let me get it here because, you know, they think I forget them.
Anselm, until if you ask me how to spell Chumaka, give me $1 million, I wouldn't know how to spell it.
All you see the building there? All you see it? It's
Oh,
sitting
Lord,
down
there we
there.
go.
And listener, it has some people who had the audacity, boy. You know, the audacity, the turmeric. Yes, turmeric. That's the turmeric. What is that thing? We just put turmeric. We just put that in curry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the turmeric. To say, boy, hey, look at him. Wall Street, you know, that building not even in Tumacac. That building was a building in Pleasantville and they already renovated. I said,
Oh,
Lord have
Lord.
his mercy. I said, them living in Trinidad, you know. Living in them.
And so this is a recent pick?
I wonder if that's a recent. No. That's an old picture. That's an old one. Right? Because they did block up, they put some concrete and thing over it and all kind of thing like that. But, you know, I mean, and the people are saying like, why Wall Street misleading people? And I'm like, man, why don't you just go up to Macac and drive? Just go up in the car. If you're afraid to come out of the car, go up in the car, drive up there, and go and see if you're speaking truth to power or not. People telling me no rise in Pleasantville and them living in Trinidad, you know. Imagine that. Boy, when you have to defend your party at all costs, it's something, you know. Right? But anyway, they have plans and things now, and it looked like they're gonna do something in with the building in Chumaka Clavantil. So you know, it appears to be a start in the right direction. So I have to wait and see, you know, exactly what happens. You know, you never know. You know
so
what I mean?
all your complaining paid off?
Well, listen, you forget one of my quotes, Frederick Douglass: power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and it never will. You know? And I have no qualms about saying those things. You know? Because sometimes people does, you know, you can't sit down silent and expect things to get done. You know, if you don't make noise, you know? Yeah. And if they get me vexed too, when they get me vexed, they just say, whoa, a fella come on the radio the other day. I tell all of this. Talking about he don't do nothing for Trinidad, he just only run him out. I said, boy, I not even gonna waste my time on saying that fella. But look this one here. And I know I've gone off on my soapbox now. Oh, let's see how nice it look.
Right.
That's a rendition of the Laventil to Washington Empowerment Center. The one was supposed to be on Duncan Street in Port of Spain, which is going to be light up the skies when you're coming to Trinidad and Tobago. Look at right there. Look at right there.
That's a rendering?
Yeah. A rendering. A good partner of mine do that for me. Look how nice it look. And then, not only that, but this is the proposal right there. Look at right there. Well, you see it? That the proposal went to the head of Trinidad and Tobago. The blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago. That went directly to him. People just only want to run them out and bomb their gums and make one set of noise. Oh, let's stop making noise. This is about country. This is not about party. It's about country, for the betterment of the country. You know how much kids could have been in there, you know, learning coding, taking SAT, taking ACT, all kind of thing. All of them, if they're not sports inclined, they could be academically inclined, right? They could get jobs, you know, come into the center, and they could get jobs in all different parts of the world, right? We have a computer center.
Any building alone would have made a lot of jobs. It would have been temporary, but at least it's work to start off.
But Tommy and Diana, you know, it have people telling me, hey, Wall Street, you even know what you're talking about. And Ulrich could verify this because Ulrich sent me pictures to Wall Street. What are you talking about? The government renovating that building. They're renovating that building. I live in America and I know the government was renovating the building across the street. And them in Trinidad, and them telling me the government renovating that building. Imagine that? To the effect of the party. Ulrich went and take pictures of me. Ulrich, that before he had all them business on him. Yeah, he's busy now. He can't go and take no more pictures again. But before he was busy, he went in town and take video and thing for me. And I showed them, look, we not serious. And we always making some type of excuse as to why they can't go up there because of this and why they can't go up. Anyway, let me get back to the topic of the day. Let me go into the chat. Right. Let me see. All right. Takesha said something here. Let me see what Takesha said.
Look, you see, Judy don't know how to spell Chumaka. You see what I'm telling you?
Yeah. I mean she don't know spell Chumaka. Well, she know about Chumaka now. Not because she don't know, but she know Chumaka now though. I bet you. I put Chumaka on the map by force. But all right, let me do this real quick. We'll come back to the chat. Let me call the chairman of the PDP, Sean Ned. Let me do this. Let me see where I have this guy now. I sent him a message. I sent him something for him to come on the program, you know. Dr. Ned. N-E-D-D. Okay, let me see if this is it. Here we go. So we call him Dr. Sean Ned, the chairman of the PDP. We had to try.
Is the phone ringing?
Yeah. You ain't hearing it?
No.
It ringing. All right, he didn't answer. Let me try to call Bonnie Craig. Bonnie Craig. Let me see if I can get her. Hold on. Here we go. I had to call her on Messenger. I'm trying her on Messenger. Nah, she ain't picking up either. So let me get back to the chat. We're gonna do some other calls. Takesha wanted to know, do you applaud Mr. Duke for what he did? Well, Takesha, based on how the ducks were lined up, and based on the discussion with Pochol Charles, he have no applause to get. None. Zero. Because he's trying to mash up a good thing. Listen, there are responsibilities of Fadi too as well, right? But the initial pelt was started by the PDP political leader, and it was unnecessary. It was uncalled for. It didn't have to be that. You know what I mean? It really didn't have to get to that. At least I think that way.
I agree with you. I agree with you that to be the leader of the PDP, he should have been a little bit more responsible in the way he handled that situation.
Yes, I think so. Let's listen to another guy from Tobago. Let's take a listen to this.
Right now, I'm located at Lower Door Land Settlement.
Tell me what you think about the entire situation between the PDP leader, Watson and the former deputy leader of the PDP, Farley Overstreet.
Well, from the WZYE and excuse me, and Watson left and went Trinidad, what are you doing? It is not surprising to know. You're not supposed to be surprising to nobody, because you as a leader, you left your burgesses on them and go on Trinidad seeing about a next constituency. So that is not right for any right thinking citizen. We're not going in with the colleagues and them. right? Because he had the boss and like nobody can speak to him, so he do what he feel must be right. But I believe they were talking to him, but he feel that he is doing the right thing. Even the issue or trigger of that thing there, me not find that supposed to be our paliwal. Me not find that supposed to, as I hear a radio talk show who say, is that come like a storm in a hiccup or you use a jack a sledgehammer to kill a fly or a mosquito. That ain't supposed to expose like that. Then again, I support Fali for what he do. If you owe the money, no Fali money, no what's money, no me money, as state money, you have to get account. You have to procure the procedure. No your money that is going and dip into it.
How do you feel this is affecting Tobago's image abroad?
It's sending a bad signal, but we are a resilient people and strong. We will get over this. I listen a talk show from Trinidad, and all the people who in Trinidad was calling the radio supporting Farley. And then the reason why Farley had to be there is because of his influence. If the leader was a good influencer, he would have lead from the front. So don't send somebody to lead from the front and want to come and betray them. No.
Therefore, yourself, that's another person from Tobago, live on the ground. You understand? So you see for yourself that the consensus is that many people want things to work out, that we deal with the issues. So I don't know, Takesha, how we could applaud Mr. Duke for what he did, but he had to do what he do. He had to do what he did. Because if he didn't do that, right, he would have to cancel Christmas anyway. Right? So he canceled Christmas before they cancel Christmas for him. That's simple. Right? Because he already put himself, he put himself on the chessboard. Right? He gambled and he lost miserably.
Yep.
Miserably.
That was his only way out. I said that Tuesday. His only way out is to just resign as the ACS.
Yeah, Tommy, you're absolutely correct. But I thought they would have worked things out, Tommy. I thought that things would have been able to work out, and it wouldn't have to come to this sort of situation.
But it was clear, Anselm, that the political leader of the PDP didn't want to have a smooth resolution to this thing. First we begin, why you initiate that type of situation? And then you continue to make it worse as time went on.
Correct is right.
Fali couldn't not respond. He had to respond.
Well,
here you go.
Well, Tommy, I felt that maybe the part with talking about what's in your position and thing, you could have been a little more diplomatic with that. You know what I mean?
Yes. But at the same time, he didn't want to look like he didn't want to look like he was unsympathetic to the folks who are abroad.
And Tommy, boy, that's the point, boy, that it appears to me that they were trying to pacify Watson Duke, and then people get over $60,000 US
exactly
to come to New York, boy. $60,000 US, And we say in US because we're in the United States of America, and they're trying to pacify you, and that's what you do, boy.
$60,000 is a lot of money.
Well, I hope for the sake of, Trinbagonians, they hope. I don't think it's going to be dismantled. Yeah, he formed the party. the leader of the party. But if he thinks he's going to go and challenge in 4 years, Farley, yeah, I don't know. I'm just running my head, you know.
Well, Diana, the thing about it is that, do we know when is the last time the PDP had an internal election?
No, I tried to get someone to with the bylaws and this and that, but that document is closely guarded.
Yeah, but I mean, I just want to know when is the last time they had internal elections?
I don't know. And is that supposed to be made public? Can people who voted for PDP ask for that to be made public?
I mean, that's what I would ask. I will simply ask. Right, your party been in existence how long now? When is the last time you have had an internal elections?
When did they come into existence? 2015.
When they come in? 2015. No, it had to be before that, you know, because they get 2 seats first. Watson Duke formed that party maybe about 10 years ago. I think I
heard him say 2015. You know, I don't know if
2015.
That's right.
So that's 7 years.
But he's been a one-man show for so long that he probably didn't have to have any elections.
So Ansel, can't this be according to the conversation you had with Joy Charles, can Watson Duke do this? Can he take the party to Trinidad? It was already opened up an office there, right? In Barataria, is it? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, Barataria, you're right.
So can he continue to expand the party in Trinidad on his own?
He can do whatever he wants. He's a political leader.
So I might be wrong. I never say I'm right. I feel he made that move, so he's not in contradiction or in a collusive position. He wants to expand PDP in Trinidad. He may be able to garner some votes, right, in certain areas. And in his head, oh man, I'm struggling with my thinking. In his head, I believe in his head, fantasy or not, he believes he can dethrone Keith Rowley, and then whereby once again he would have dominion over Farley.
Storm, I'm listening to you, but I think he shot himself in the foot, and his Trinidad dreams are now nightmares.
I think so.
This is my.
But in reality, that might be. But in his head, you know, the person we're dealing with, right? In his head, he may be thinking he can expand it in Trinidad. He can challenge. He's a formidable force now to challenge any other, especially the incumbent, right? And get in there. And then now he has dominion over Farley again. I just, that's just my thinking.
He needed to think it over, because I'm hearing from on the ground in Trinidad, people, all they remember is his role in PSA, the fact that he went to the bank and took out all the money, and he has shown irresponsibility when it comes to financial matters. And that's the kind of argument you're getting from Trinidadians who seem to only remember certain things, you know? So if he was in a redemption state, he has shot himself in the foot, and he's right back where he shouldn't be.
Yeah, I think what has happened is that he was already in Trinidad. He had already been in Trinidad. He opened an office in Trinidad.
In Barataria, right?
Yeah, so he's already in Trinidad. He didn't have to make another move now, any kind of political move. You know, he was already. Farley wasn't in Trinidad. As a matter of fact, he have different deputy political leaders in Trinidad. One of them is Miss Kizzy Jackson. Our next one is Suzette Lowe, right? And those were handpicked deputy political leader. Born to the party, and the party supposed to have a election for them, right? So those were handpicked by him.
Started experiencing a redemption in Trinidad, but now he has destroyed it.
Yeah, he has destroyed it. He has really destroyed.
But the kind of person I watch him, his body language, his mannerisms and stuff. Don't count him out. He may have committed political suicide. He's doing something is brewing. You see how he sat down and he brought PDP from 0, 2, 4, 6 up to 14. Something is brewing.
And Diana, you are absolutely correct, and that's why I coined him a transformational leader, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But what has happened is that, he has this is a big chess match that he lost. And he's got exposed as well with what happened here in the United States of America, right? Something like this that happened here should have been an easy fix. And remember, the way how you're going to deal with little things is how you're going to handle large things. And this was an easy thing to fix. Easy. Easy.
First, he didn't need to fight, and secondly, he could have fixed it before it got out of hand.
Yes, absolutely. He could have fixed it. As a matter of fact, let me see if I get this other one here. Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's listen to Hochul Charles. This is what Hochul Charles had to say on our station. Listen to this.
By the time you got wind of it.
Well, I will tell you that I wasn't surprised because the Chief Secretary was informed, if I may say so, before the 2020 election with 6-6 and before the last election that these things are likely to happen. And I want to leave it there.
All right.
The Chief Secretary was told one day, I'm sure he's going to reveal the details of that to you all, not me. He was told.
Yeah, he was warned. Right? He was warned.
What was he warned about?
So let's listen to it again. About what's in
your initial thoughts by the time you got wind of it.
Well, I will tell you that I wasn't surprised because the Chief Secretary was informed, if I may say so, before the 2020 election with 6-6 and before the last election that these things are likely to happen. And I want to leave it there.
All right.
The Chief Secretary was told one day, I'm sure he's going to reveal the details of that to you all, not me. He was told.
See, so he was just saying that he was told.
So let me play Bajan a devil advocate here.
Okay.
Oops, my phone dropped.
That's all right.
Bajan devil advocate. So, Mr. Solomon Watson Duke, let's say you were given the position of the THA chief, and something went your way. You would resign the same way too.
No, he bust your throat if you was responsible for it. You cancel Christmas for you, it's over. Because you have to be submissive. You hear what he says? Fali is not submissive. So the way how he governs is by you being submissive to him. If you disagree with him, he worse than Dr. Rowley.
So if he tell a jump and he jump up, so he bust your toe.
Cancel Christmas, it's over. And let me say this, I will say this. Watson Solomon Duke is worse than Dr. P. Christopher Rowley. Let me repeat that. And let me go solo for that. I'm going solo earlier. I'm going solo. Let me repeat this. In my estimation, people will be surprised to hear this. Yes, I coined him a transformational leader, and he is a transformational leader. But in my estimation, due to the activities, right, and do the things that I know that I'm not even going to talk about, Watson Solomon Duke is worse than Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley as our Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago. Because just imagine, if you could come to the United States of America, they send you here for diasporic activities. They send you here to enhance the relationship between the diaspora and Tobago. And what you come and do is to mash up the whole thing. You didn't come to enhance it. You mash it up, you pelt it, you do all kind of thing with it. So you, Watson Solomon Duke, is worse than Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Worse.
And he has a relationship with us, and he didn't inform us, keep us in the loop so we could help. Try, bar to that meeting and broadcast it.
He didn't even send you a message to say, Diana Benskin, I'm in New York. Did he send you a message, Diana Benskin?
Nothing. I am by the way. Not that I important, but we would have done everything.
No. That has nothing to do with importance. It's just that common courtesy.
And not only that, Diana, he knows that you are humanitarian number one. He didn't even look. We're in New York and we're in trouble.
And not only that, but Diana, you on a radio program in the diaspora that could reach out to other people in the diaspora to let them know that he is here in the diaspora.
And he needs help.
Nothing. He ain't even, we would have get the word out.
Nothing. That fella worse than Dr. Rowley. Worse. And people could say what they want. You see? But that's the problem, I speak truth to power. Right? Who don't like it could lie down by it. It's simple. He worse than Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Any day. But let me go back to the chat. Daryl Superstar, welcome. Nadia says, answer me yes, so why they don't fix it? Right? Takisha says, what will happen, Mr. Duke, over in Trinidad with these so-called community leaders he was rallying with the other day? Yeah. Takisha, that's a good question. What will happen with them? They see your real side. They see his real side. If funny, no, the building is not being repaired, They're gonna put up a new building. Right? They're gonna put up a new building. Right? Judy says, I know these underrepresented communities have absolutely no representative, Takisha. Judy said how to spell Chumaka. Bonnie Roberts, I'm gonna call Rowley in Washington, man. I know if you have any money on your phone. Oh God. Bonnie Roberts said Duke is a destroyer, his way or the highway. Nah, man, you know what it is that to me, what we would have done, somebody could have called Watson Duke and called Farley, and before they come in the door, give them a little sign. And the sign have ego in it and have a box in front of the door. Right? And you tell them, open a piece of paper and put it in front of that door before they come in there. Right? Leave your ego outside the door. And when you come inside, let me sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Right? And if somehow
Yeah, and subtle, it didn't go for all that. All this drama and back and out.
And let me deal with the thing. Right? Yeah, Bonnie Roberts says we're on the highway. Right? And people are mixing up, or they don't mix up transformational leader with his behavior. Right? Stuff that you do. So yeah, when somebody else said, well, yeah, Wall Street, Farley did one thing about changing the people could come in the THA office, whoever they want to come in. Really? So, I mean, them change it, and Trinidad say we ain't doing nothing about it. It's like you hear the thing going on with the Queen now, eh? What happened with the Queen now that the Queen has passed and all kind of thing, you know. I mean, I don't like to condemn a person that has gone to the great beyond, right? But somebody, as a matter of fact, let me play this one here. Hold on, let me see if I get this one here. I have to get this one. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I want to let you listen to this. So listen to this.
Of me to leave this mic without saying.
This is Julius he's the leader of the EEF party in South Africa.
To Britain and everybody else who care, we do not mourn the death of a colonizer and a murderer who came and killed our people, and she's wearing proudly a stolen goods on her head. We have nothing to do with the Queen. Lele bolaile batho ba rena ba utswa di minerale tsa mo Africa, ba utswa di minerale tsa all over Africa. Today people tweet, hey we mourn the Queen. But when Helen Zille tweeted and said that not everything is bad about colonialism, you all said Helen Zille is a racist. How can she praise colonialism? By mourning and praising the Queen, you are celebrating colonialism. You are not different from Helen Zille. We were not colonized by the land called Britain. We were colonized by the leadership of Britain that killed our people. So we must not be asked to do wrong things here. We are very clear. The Queen does not represent anything good. Britain has got a lot of gold, yet they don't have a single mine of gold. Those are stolen goods. We must talk about reparation. We must talk about the return of the gold. We must talk about the return of the stolen diamond, and not these other side issues which are not important to us. How can you be oppressed for so many years? After liberation, you've got nothing to show that we have been liberated. You have no land, you have got no bank, you've got no mine. The only thing you have is a hatred of other Africans. It was this Queen who gave us surnames, by the way. This Britain, we did not have surnames. We were calling each other the surnames and the addresses. We did not have an address because they move up from here to here according to the season. So today we are given address, we are given borders, we are given surnames because we must be controlled by a certain nation which we must celebrate. We, as black people, everywhere else we are one thing.
So there you have it. You know, there you have it. Yeah. So Ulrich says, how come Farley and Tracy got so close? Notice she not saying anything. Ulrich, I think she out the country, you know.
Oh, how Ulrich knows that?
Yeah. Ulrich, how you know that? Ulrich, send me the info, man. Duke ran Watson. Duke run. Watson Duke resigned to avoid more info on he to be put in the public. Nah, Watson play a chess match and he lost. Simple. That was a chess match that he lost. You know, this is a big question. Many people are saying, without the face of Farley in the PDP, Duke know that the people voted for them, right? You see, it was a great strategic move on behalf of Watson Duke to make Farley the face of the election. It was a great move. right? But not because you made him the face of the election. He's supposed to be submissive to you. Right? So because I make you the face, I'm going to be submissive to you. You have to be submissive to me. Whatever I want, you're supposed to give me. Whatever I tell you, you're supposed to do. Nah, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Sorry. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
But in all reality, it's like the president and the vice president of a country.
Yeah.
Vice president is not the man who runs this country.
Correct.
Kamala don't run the country.
She don't run the country. Right? And Biden may have needed her to win. Yeah. Right? But once you win, you have a role to play. Right? And your role is to be the vice president. Your role is not to be the president. However,
you cannot usurp the president's power.
Correct. However, if the next election comes and Biden decides that I'm running against, Kamala can run. It's Kamala, right? Not Kamala. Kamala, right?
Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala then come and run to be the leader of the Democratic Party. Right? So it's that simple. Right? So Ulrich says, everybody know why Watson could make himself chief secretary at this time. Ulrich, why?
Tell us. Inform us, Ulrich.
Tell us, Ulrich. Ulrich, you have inside information. Share it with us now. So Trinidad, welcome. The crux of the problem, Trinidad says, the crux of the problem, he needed to solidify the win by making sure the Vision Tobago was in good hands of the new assemblyman before he branched out to Trinidad. A leader leads, they won the election, but fail at the execution of their plan for Tobago. Well, okay. Well, Trinidad, Farley and them was executing the plan for Tobago. Watson Duke had a different objective. Right? His objective was to focus on Trinidad. And to me, Tommy and Diana, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. To me, I think the plan that Watson Duke put in place was a good plan with respect to Trinidad. If you could go and solidify yourself in Trinidad, the THA have our office. You know the THA have our office, the PDP will be in that office, and the THA will be basically paying for that office. Solidify Trinidad, right? They work on the 2 seats in Tobago, they work on a few seats in Trinidad, and maybe, just maybe, good things could happen for the PDP in Trinidad, and you will have Farley in Tobago and Watson Duke in Trinidad. I don't know. I'm just asking. What do you think, Tommy and Diana?
The possibilities were endless if he played his cards right. That's what I think.
Okay. What do you say, Diana? Okay.
Not like this time, no.
Yeah. Diana, like somebody texting you behind the scenes, you know. Vonnie Roberts says, Watson Duke to humble himself. Vonnie said, Duke can't wait for 4 years in a hurry. He must be the boss. Denise G, welcome. Okay, so you always get good information here from the chat. Nice try, Diana, but he can't think so deep. Watson Duke is a basic killer. What do you mean by that, Crystal? So Trinidad tells us that PDP was formed in 2016. So wait. When did they win 2 seats? Trinidad, what year did they win 2 seats? Because they went from 2 to 6 to 14, right? So that is 3 elections, right?
How often is it Tobago House of Assembly election? Every 2 years?
It's every 4 years, right? Every 4 years.
So 4 from 20 would have been 16.
Yeah, but they went from 2 to 6. Well, the 6 and the 14 was within the space of a few months. right? Because there was a tie, right? So, all right, so it kind of makes sense. It makes sense, right?
So they got two in 16.
Right.
All right.
And then, well, if they get 2 in 16, the next one was in 21, and then 22 when they get 6-6, right?
Okay.
So anyway, can't say Watson tried, but what happens in the dark always comes to light. All right. Yeah, Restart said Watson wasn't full, PDP wasn't in full sync, but they did a good job just before the election. Diana, your friend Eugene Julian says, Diana, remember that during the PDP campaign, Watson said that Tobago didn't want any part of Trinidad? Diana, I don't know if you remember that?
Well, all right, they'll be part of Barbados and Grenada then. Oh.
Yeah. Eugene just reminding you. Another person have something to say to you, Diana. Diana, you make a valid point. However, Tommy, Trini is always quick to jump the gun. Rachel said, Ansem said he was than Rory. Oh God. I'm sorry, I had to go down there to Trinidad. Yeah, I think you may first say I hear you answer. No, I tell all you. I mean, what is that? He's a man queen. What's a man queen? I don't know what that is, man. Yeah, boy. Ray still said Watson has a right attitude to be a minister of defense, not a leader. But we have to admit, right? The guy has done things in Trinidad that are significant. What, he led the PSA for 12 years? In order to lead an organization from that for 12 years, you do have leadership abilities. But being a leader of the PSA and being a leader of a party to become prime minister is night and day. It's night and day.
To lead a political entity, you have to come better than that.
Yeah, you have to come better than that. So Judy says, Ansem, Susan Lowe, and Diana promised Susan Lowe to come here. Susan Lowe to come here, right, Diana? What happened? Diana, she's still busy?
I'm working on it.
Right, okay. Ansem, Suzette Lowe is living in a foreign country that she never returned to accept his offer. It's all BS. Nah, she didn't accept the offer, man. She didn't accept the offer. She wouldn't take part unless it's Kapisa welcome. Kapisa want to know where he stopped it. Yeah, we had to get into that. We'll get into that, Kapisa. Don't worry. Yeah, hey, Kapisa wants to know. I mean, Ray still want to know. Rowley in Washington, and he didn't call you yet, Ansem. Don't worry, man. Let me see. I'm gonna check my phone. I had to check to see if I get any missed calls. Ray still, I go check my phone. I go check my phone and see.
But talking about that Washington trip, you heard Mayor Motley's address?
Yeah, with the Prime Minister sitting on to her left.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a dynamic speech, man. But for me, to be honest with you, I think we expect that.
Ethelbert was sleeping.
Ethelbert was there?
He was there. Or maybe they show something. You know how God, I'm hurting. They like to pick out, they like to make up memes of people. They show you a meme of him sleeping. So I don't know where to get a picture.
I didn't see him there.
Anyway, folks, good night. The storm is a little tired. I'll see you on the next show. Good night, people.
Good night, Diana. Take care of yourself.
Good night. Tommy, Heidi wants to know, Tommy, what is the meaning of vice president?
Well, guess what? That's the one who picks up the mantle in case something goes wrong with the president. That's the that's the first line of assistance to the presidency, or should I say ascendancy to the presidency, if something goes wrong.
You know, yeah, because I mean, many times we have had vice president in this country who went on to become president, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Trinidad is different. Do we have any people who have been deputy political leaders who have gone on to become political leaders? Well, yeah, I would think so. I think Dr. Rowley was a deputy political leader, right? I think so.
What was
right,
Chambers?
Huh?
What was Chambers?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Because when Eric passed, he got the position as prime minister.
No. I don't know if people will agree with this statement by Raystel. Raystel says our leaders have failed us. Face it. To me, you think our leaders have failed us?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because
you think Manning failed us? You think Manning failed us?
Unfortunately, yes.
You think Manning failed us?
Listen.
Really?
First to begin, that snap election in 2010 that he called, that was failure. That was the ultimate failure.
But tell me, one occasion makes it a whole 100%. What about the other times? One occasion makes it 100%.
What do you remember a person most by?
Their failures, right?
Not just that, but the last.
Now, but I want to think, Tommy, that Patrick Manning was good for Trinidad and Tobago while he was prime minister. Was more good for Trinidad and Tobago than he was bad. I want to think that.
But then the same can be said about Kamala. Hello? Hello.
I don't know, Tommy. Tommy, so you are saying that Kamala was just as good as Manning?
In her way, in a lot of ways, she did a lot of good.
I think Kamala did good. I'm not gonna say if I say she didn't do any good, I'll be dishonest. And as I say all the time, her laptop program was a splendiferous program.
The major problem she had is that she couldn't control her troops.
Oh, she couldn't control
her troops. Okay. Mm-hmm. She couldn't control her supporting cast.
Yeah.
And it's they who brought her down, all the way down.
No, I agree with that. But Tommy, here's Anthony Medford, right? Many people will totally disagree with Anthony Medford on this. Totally disagree. He says, wake up. PDP has been bought and is an extension of the oppressive PLM. Many people, Anthony Medford, will totally disagree with you about that.
PDP is a breath of fresh air for Tobago.
Correct is right. And that's exactly what I was going to say, Tommy. Is that, yeah. Tobago, you cannot make a comparison between what the PDP was about and what the PNM was about. And I am a PNM.
You can't make a comparison about any other regime and the PDP. No. As a matter of fact, the PDP is the only youthful governance that Tobago is experiencing. All the other governance.
And Tommy, PDP is one of the few parties in this country, Trinidad and Tobago, to go from 2 to 6 and then double the amount of seats and get 14. 2 to 6 to 14, you know.
That's a feat.
But then went from 6 seats and they get like 125 or 125% more of the seats. You see, as an example. So no, Anthony. But Anthony, why do you say that? Let me ask that question.
That's right.
Right? Why do you say that? Now, Zarelin, please welcome. Please welcome Zarelin. I think Zarelin is new here. Zarelin wants to know what's the name of Fali party. Fali have a new party?
Fali he's not looking to form a party.
I don't know if Fali is looking to form any party, Zarelin. What? I hear them people on radio talking about that, but I don't know about that. I don't know why people coming up all of a sudden and saying that Fali wants to form a party. Who knows? Fali might stay in the PDP and contest for the political leader. Nobody don't know that. Not because he's no longer the deputy political leader means he can be a member of the party. And
that's if he's wise, that's what he would do. He would stay right there and wait for the internal election and contest and win it.
Correct. And that's exactly what he do.
No question.
Yeah. So I don't know where we are bantering that Fali is gonna form a new party. I don't know. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. Let me say welcome to Ms. Hoover. Good night to you. I don't know about that.
Going back to the failure of the leadership in Trinidad. It's evident because the fruits of their labor is what the citizenry is reaping today. Think about, first to begin, the healthcare system, which is critical. Are you comfortable with the education system?
No, not really. I'm not comfortable with the education system. I'm not comfortable with the healthcare system. Let me say good night to Keisha. I'm not comfortable with that. And I think that we should be spending our money. We should be spending most of our money in healthcare, education, national security, and social services.
That's correct. Are you comfortable with any of those?
No.
Then all we have is failed leadership.
It could be much better.
Then all the leadership has failed us. If none of those are up to par, we have to face reality,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Like a very good friend of ours says, I heard say time and again, you can drink coffee, you can drink green tea, you can drink iced tea, but you must drink reality.
I don't know, Tommy. I don't know why so many years and billions of dollars in the budget, and we just can't seem to get certain things right in the country that we need to get right. So many little things, man, that we need to get right. Trinidad Margo says, remember the 2021 last election was a special election due to the tie in the previous election, and the seats in Tobago increased from 12 to 15. I don't know the exact year. Yeah, I think we was aware of the 12 to 15, but I don't know. I don't know either what was the exact year of the first two seats there myself. So, folks, we're gonna go for a quick station identification. It's individuals with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this short message.
You're listening to WZYE. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM. You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey. The most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
Are you ready? Are you ready now?
Yeah, sometimes these things just seem to
Oh, yeah. Are you ready?
All right.
For the girl, when they touch up this carnival, yo, it could be plenty back and all of it. Are you ready for the back and all lady? Miss Carnival, she hot and she sexy. Are you ready for the back and all road? Back and all fed, back and all of it. Are you ready for the back and all lady? All the meat and sauce on the body. Are you ready for the back and all lady? Back and all lady. They take over the tongue, smiling, whining, rolling. The sun gone down. Bacchanal come, bacchanal, bacchanal, bacchanal come. See the old and young, smiling, whining, rolling. Ready for showdown. Bacchanal come, bacchanal, bacchanal, bacchanal come. You bet it's going to fit unless she's some.
All right, we're back with you. That bacchanal don't seem to want to.
But, you know, we were talking about the systems in Trinidad and Tobago and their performance as a gauge for success or failure of our governance. And one we didn't have was infrastructure. Considering having one of the largest natural asphalt lake in the world, our road systems and roadways are deplorable. Think about it clearly. If you're doing something, you do a good job at it. Not to say that we don't have the materials to do a good job, and you do a good job at it. Yes, there will be natural disasters from time to time. Excessive rainfall will create road slips and so on and so forth and so forth. But when you do a job, you do a good job at it. You will be able to weather so many of those storms. You know what the biggest issue is and biggest problem is? Bobble. Bobble is the biggest problem. Why all of these systems are not working.
You mean corruption?
Corruption is a nice American word. I talk about the Trinidad word.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think it's corruption. Americans call it. But in Trinidad,
yeah, they just call it corruption in Trinidad too. Bobble might be a nice name.
I find Bobble is given more meaning and make it resonate a little better. Because that is the major issue that we steeped in bubble. You know, and it's because of the systems that are in place. With all of these issues that are plaguing us, the systems that are put in place are shaky, are faulty. Look, the first system of governance is our constitution that they refuse to update and upgrade to match and to go with the times. And as we go along, what happens? Matters just keep getting worse and worse and worse, and it's not being addressed. This is why
go ahead.
That's why we have failed. That's why we have so much failure in our society.
You know, as you said that to me, Trinidad Margo says, from the top down, money going out the door. Also, no accountability. Right?
Systems.
No accountability.
If you have systems in place, accountability will be paramount. You know what I mean?
And Ray still says a true leader doesn't show his ways through his mouth, but his actions.
Absolutely.
Right? Judy says, you never know what anyone have up under their sleeve. If Ali form a party and he comes to Trinidad, game over. But you know, think about it this, right? it would be difficult for Fali to form a party and be the THA chief.
That's right.
Right? He can form a party, go to Trinidad, and you have to resign as the THA chief. You know, because
Fali is young yet. This is my opinion. He's young yet.
You're right, Tom. You need to stay in Tobago and fix it.
Stay in Tobago, fix Tobago, hone his skills, hone his governance skills, and increase his credibility, because he's already credible, become super credible, and Trinidad will be yearning for someone like him once they see that he's doing what he's supposed to do in Tobago, and he takes Tobago to the other level. I'm sure he's going to be super successful in Trinidad.
Yeah, let me say welcome to Ronald Latchman. Ronald Latchman says, we don't want politicians to do their best. That's the problem. We want them to do what's best for the people. I agree with that. Full 100. But I mean, by doing your best, you could also do the best for the people, you know. Anthony Musford says, all right, let's take this call.
Take the call answer.
Hello, you're on WZYE 95.9 FM. Hello? Hello, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I guess they don't want to be anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you hearing me, Albert?
Yeah.
Tommy, are you hearing Albert?
Most definitely.
Huh?
I'm hearing him.
Okay, go ahead, Albert.
I'm hearing you.
Go ahead. You on here?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay.
I'm hearing you.
Go ahead, you on here. Make a point.
Now, out here you all discussing about what is working in Trinidad, right?
Yeah.
So all the information I'm getting, right? None of the ministries are getting up to 50%.
Okay.
Right? I'm talking about people my age who have been in management, accountant, all this kind of stuff, right? And what is happening, they're saying that most people are not getting involved like how I got involved in politics, right? They stay on the periphery. You know, they're out there. I hear another example of what they said they have 4,000 lawyers that are registered as members. And every time there's an election, less than 120 attend. So the reality is that they're not represented in law society at all. It's only a sick. And you check out the clique that one of them belongs to the election. So there's a clique that is related to the hierarchy. There are really other people like that. People involved in the election. They are there for two purposes. They not have nothing to do with the country. I was speaking to a lot of friends in Goodwood Gardens last week before. So I told you they have this one road, you see, and they don't have the facilities with people who are just of the middle class. So he said that if you can't do the fight, you want to do this, here it's like, oh, it's about the fight. So all these people, the majority of people in Trinidad, they say when they use them party and certain they can prove. Most of them, some of them try to educate themselves like we should have spending money. The majority of people who are getting involved are those involved just in middle class level. Then they can all kind of send money to a year down to them, that kind of figure, right? But in other people, right? And I can tell you that the history that everything is who know who. Because I was like, I haven't this organization already. Because the years of dealing all the kind of people at different levels is accounting with FM-7, which is launching, contingency is involved now, very bad, but it's been up 20 years. We know they are problems for Fatima College and this places. And she said, even if Fatima College, the old boys, and St. Mary's the old boys, they have a lot of underlying kind of stuff happening, you know, their street at all. Because over the last few months in August, one European area with because it's representing Trinidad with the Yatino Sokena. Well, it's not Yatino, right? So we have to spend our own money. I have to spend my money. I might be interested in it, and he wants to represent Trinidad. And you don't get money from nobody else. So they have to find a way to get here. And look, they're going to help it. He trying to get the clearance to fly. So when I hear all these things, I know how come people get lay back and sit back? And this is why I left Trinidad. That's the reason. Because I found myself I represent a party, but inside council I was like all alone. Because I am my street. And I believe in doing the right things. And what I found is that because doing these overprices is only projects, right? The project might cost really, the reality might be say $120,000, but they'll come up from $1 million. We can have some $1 million to it. And I was making that people pull back and watch me. But then I was a young fellow in 83, 87, 88. These people almost to retire. When you come to change, you think again, I was here working here in 64 in a partner. And none of the projects we had ever reached halfway. All the money is finished.
Well, Albert,
when I read the book,
I hear you, and we are hoping that things can change in Trinidad and Tobago. But it's always a pleasure when you call us here. We know you're one of us, and we appreciate your input at all times.
But what I'm trying to do is what I keep trying to do is try to get people head straight. If they get a head straight and we have to make a stand. We got to live here, right? Because a lot of people, just like people want to go back home and thing, right? She wants to pick up she asked my wife to pick up your station, right? She out in San Francisco. She was looking at United Nations all the years, right? So, and she wants to go back home now. She says she's going next year. So they like to come and listen to you all and asking me for all different sites and things to get things. Because they're living on the top of Arctic Avenue. And it's kind of scary. I'm telling you, real scary. I don't know, but they ain't saying anything. You talk about cameras, you talk about cameras inside, outside, all part of them. So I know what they're talking about. My niece and a husband and my sister up here right now. That we're in Toronto. But there are cameras watching the house. My sister watching the house when it's after 67. Husband died last year. You have to watch your home. If you park their house and you find your car come, you just go and live it. You just keep them. I'm inside there. That's the kind of way. But people give you the impression everything is all right. It's not all right.
Yeah.
All right at all.
Yeah, I think we just had to keep
what I'm trying to get at people is that you're not getting value for your money.
Right.
You can spend, you see the money, what they're spending there, you can spend 2 to that money and get the same amount of production, but you have to have people interested in the country, interested in Trinidad and Tobago. But we don't have people like that.
Well, Albert,
don't get teachers and principals. I have dealings with them, and they say, "What are you worried about people for all your business fixed?" That is the only problem.
Yeah. I agree. But listen, we as I said, we appreciate you all the time and continue to tell a lot of people about WZYE 95.9 FM. Thanks.
Yeah, but people ask me.
Yeah.
People ask me, so I try to get them on.
Right. Thanks a lot. We appreciate that.
Thanks a lot, Albert. Albert is on point.
Get you on at the same time.
Right.
I'm not talking about people here. People quite enough to they want to hear what they
Right. Correct is right. Okay. Thank you. Man. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Albert.
Yeah, but you see, what Albert have to understand is that, it ain't easy to get people to change, their behaviors.
I fully agree, but I still believe where there's life, there's hope. And you have to keep beating the drum until the rhythm catches on and you get people to march in the right step. Because it's all about being conscious, and the conscious really have to work hard on teaching the unconscious to become conscious. Because when you're unconscious,
but Tommy, how could you be conscious when you're supporting your party by any means necessary.
Well, that's what we are here for, to let it be known that country first. And this whole Fali and do exercise is going to demonstrate that country first would supersede party when things are set right. And that's why I really appreciate what Ho Charles said and did in his tenure, to make sure that country supersedes party. Because had it been a system like in Trinidad, what would have happened? You had chaos.
So Anthony Medford is saying, Ansem, if you and me could fix and find solutions, how come PDP and PNM can't do it, even with resources and money? Wake up. I don't understand that.
We can't control the PDP here because we know they're working on a different system to the Trinidad system, first to begin. And secondly, we know the leadership is truly transformational. No bones about it. You know, we were talking about, and what we've been delving into here is the failures of our systems in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I had to say Tobago still fare better than Trinidad, because when I look at Tobago, the way Tobagoans' attitude, they are still in a better place mentally and probably physically than Trinidad. When you honestly
I think Tobagonians have a more mature politically than Trinidad.
Yes, they have more nationalism. They are more nationalistic than Trinidad.
Yes.
There's too much confusion. Man, I had a dream last night. I don't even want to talk about it, and it was about politics. You know, it's something else.
You dreaming about politics, buddy? Judy says, I do agree that Manning did his best. Truly speaking, all did their best in their own way except for this Rowley. Oh God, Judy don't like Rowley for nothing, buddy.
You know, the thing is that they all did their best in their own way, but their best wasn't good enough, because if they had put the systems in place, then we would not have the anarchy and chaos. Well, I don't want to say I don't know if we have anarchy.
You know, I want to go back to Anthony Medford, and I kind of agree, Anthony, that we find solutions to fix problems, and how come other parties can't find solutions to fix problems? I feel that their solutions are what they think is the best solutions in order to fix certain problems. That's what I think.
You see, you don't cure a sore by just putting a band-aid on it. The band-aid approach doesn't really work. We have to be realistic. Now, we were talking about, and as Albert was saying, when you give somebody something to do, you need to get value for money. You need, when someone is doing a job, they need to be genuine. They need to be conscientious. They need to be conscious. They need to think about the fact that, look, I'm getting paid to do this, or somebody's spending, or the citizens are spending money for this. Let's make sure they get what they're paying for. And if it had been a system in place where our citizens not getting what we're paying for, we can take action and there can be consequences. I bet you things will get better. We know in this system that this is what happens. That's why this place is in the state it is. Because if you don't get value for money here, trust me, something is going to be done about it. Think about it, Anslin.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, I have had certain experiences with governmental organizations in Trinidad and trying to bring monies into the coffers of Trinidad and Tobago, and they just look at me sideways, and Capiza is saying that, and some solution was PNM and Rowley. Look where we reached. My solution was PNM and Rowley. It's like I alone went and put the PNM and Rowley in power, right? But at least I ain't saying on the sidelines, and just going along to get along. Like many
What
people
happened?
in your particular pizza. You know, when they were doing wrong, everybody was silent.
What happens is the choices you have. The choices
Correct.
is like La
Correct.
and Dita. You know, you don't really have good choices. Or if they are good choices.
Tommy, you are right. There was choices to be made, right? And the population made a choice as opposed to what was there, and the choice was to go elsewhere. Right?
But the choices,
if they were the best thing for the country, they would have been still in power. It's that simple. You may not like it, but that's the truth.
Like I said, each would do good things. It's just that sometimes the negativity would negate the good things they've done. And like I said, in the case of the Yellow and the time that they were in power, she was doing a lot of good, but like I said, she couldn't manage her soldiers, and there was a lot of chaos going on, and the perception of massive stealing and fraud permeated the place.
If Donald Trump was doing good for this country, wouldn't he have been still in power? The man get over 70 million votes. Wouldn't he have been still in power?
Absolutely.
He would have been still in power. It's that simple. It's called a representative democracy. You do the right thing by the people, they keep you in power. You don't do the right thing, they vote you out. It's that simple. Right?
Yeah.
And Ronald Lachman says,
but it gets sometimes it gets to be the lesser of the evils, which is really bad news.
And that's you're right. Sometimes we have to take the lesser. It is sad to say that, but that's what happens sometimes.
And but that's bad news. That's seriously bad news.
Yes.
Could you imagine that?
Right. You know what? I don't like A or I don't like B, but I had to take the lesser of two evils.
Right, because I have to do something.
And Ronald Lachman says, we have grown accustomed to mediocrity, that it has become a standard of acceptance to our national psyche. It's truth.
Those are profound. That's profound words there.
Profound words. Yes, he's absolutely correct. In Trinidad, we have grown. We have acceptable to mediocrity, right? And we accept that.
So what are we going to do about it, Ronald? What are we going to do about it? That's what I want to know. What's the solution?
Tommy, when you try to do something about mediocrity, they go cuss you left, right, and center. They go call you all kind of names. All kind of names. And I keep saying that. For example, Tommy, look at this. Watson Duke came to this country to handle the people in the diaspora. And I think that initiative by the PDP was earth-shattering. Never before have we had a party who put on the table that we are going to deal with diasporic activities, and you sent a person into the diaspora, right, to handle diasporic activities. He just happened to blunder badly, but it was a great idea, an excellent idea, and I thought the PNM under Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley will do something like that. I actually thought that.
But Aslam, you and I had made a plan to go and hear Watson Duke's presentation. Remember that?
Correct.
But when the madness started happening, we just opted out of it.
Yeah, you ain't going on that. Yeah. So Denise G asks, what is former President Carter most remembered for? I don't remember. What, Denise? I don't remember.
I know what in my mind, I know what I think.
What do you think?
What I appreciated about Carter when he came into power is that he held up affirmative action in a very special way. I thought he was probably one of the most apologetic presidents we've had when it came to what happened in the 60s and his posture as far as minorities, helping minorities to get a lift. As a matter of fact, Reagan used some coded words to get Carter out of power, and he used the L word. You remember? You were there. You were here, Anselm?
What year was that?
76.
No, I wasn't here. Tommy, you know what I remember during Carter? I remember the and this was came to my mind, the hostage crisis in Iran. That's what I remember.
I remember that too. And I remember Reagan manipulating that. But I remember most of all, he campaigned on the L word, which was being too liberal. But there was behind closed doors, the L word meant something else. That was very negative, as was told to me by some of my Caucasian friends, who one in particular who I worked with. I worked with CBS at that time when Reagan won election, and he had a secretly racist campaign that he ran, and he took Carter out because Carter was too liberal. Carter had Andrew Young in his administration. He had
he was the UN ambassador. Wasn't he UN ambassador? He was the UN.
Yeah. Andrew Young was the UN ambassador. Carter was very apologetic for the ills of the 60s and for things like the demise of King and so on and so forth, in his own way, because he was a gentleman, but quote unquote, the rednecks didn't appreciate what he was doing for people of color,
right?
And that's why he got only one term.
Right. So Trini Margo says, I go back and forth with the hope for my country's future. Ronald Lutchman says, what I mean is that many politicians are not qualified for their position and we vote them in for love of party. But if I put a taxi driver to drive a tractor, he might just crash, right? Yeah, that's true. True. You see, in Trinidad and Tobago, okay, Anthony, we go talk. In Trinidad and Tobago,
taxi driver go quicker drive a tractor than he tried to taxi an airplane. I can tell you that.
I mean, for me as an outsider looking in, until we decide that we are going to look at country instead of party, and we're going to look at our party's manifesto and see how we agree or disagree with that manifesto and vote accordingly. We're going to continue spinning top in mud in Trinidad and Tobago.
Anselm, I'm part of the Caribbean Commission, and the reason why I was happy to join the Caribbean Commission is because I have in my mind for years a pet peeve that a Caribbean solution is gonna fix a lot of the ills that we former colonies in that neck of the woods are experiencing. And I still believe somewhere in the back of my mind, in my head, that a true Caribbean unity, not no make believe and play games kind of stuff, is gonna be a solution. At least it will put us on a path where we can finally resolve rewriting our playbook and making it an all-inclusive playbook that would suffice and fix a lot of the issues that are plaguing us as a region. This is my humble opinion, and And I still believe that in my heart, that is a surefire solution to some of what is problematic in our region, our neck of the woods. What say
you see, but Tommy, I just want to digress a little bit. You see, going back to the PDP in Trinidad and Tobago, a lot of people felt the PDP was a breath of fresh air in Trinidad, as well as Tobago. And they gave him the overwhelming support of 14 seats. They gave you a mandate like haven't seen before in Trinidad and Tobago since NAR, when it was 33-3. Right? This was a 14-1 whitewash. It was a tsunami. It was a hurricane with 2,000 miles per hour. Right? And you get a total mandate. Total mandate, you know. Total mandate. And it just takes an incident that happens outside of Trinidad and Tobago to mash up that whole thing, right?
Well, that was a storm, or should I say that was an accident waiting to happen. Based on what I've read so far, it didn't just begin with that incident outside of Trinidad and Tobago. It was inevitable, so to speak. Something that had to happen. It was only a matter of time, based on all the input that I have processed thus far. What do you think?
Tommy, I agree. I agree that there were things that were percolating previously.
Right.
And there was looking for an issue to bring those things to light. And being in a diaspora, and this thing happened with these 21 or 27 or 30 or 31 individuals, right? Kind of allowed him to make it an issue, you know, but I think he played his cards incorrectly.
But the reason why he played his cards like that is because obviously something else was going on. There's there's some words here that I like to read. It's called Jonathan Swift. It's by Jonathan Swift. It said, "Words are the clothing of our thoughts." So think about what thoughts were percolated according to you.
Mm-hmm.
So based on the thought.
Go ahead.
Based on the thoughts that were percolating, the words came out. It had to come out.
And as you said that, let's listen to what Farley had said. Let's listen to Farley. Hold on.
THA works. The THA no cash sitting down know about take up and go on Western Union to anybody. The THA is not in a position that he could just get up and say, here, look, cash. That's not how it works. All the spend must be contingent on executive council minutes that will give the authority for this spend. All. It can't just be, I just decided we're going to spend the money. That's all I'm Secretary of Finance. That is not how it works. Certainly not in my administration. Maybe before, but not now. Maybe in another place, but not here in Tobago. That is not how that works. Due diligence is required, and there are some procedural steps that must be followed. We campaigned on this matter, and I am holding firm on this matter. If it then follow the standard procedure that is required by law, I am not approving it. I am not supporting it. End of story. End of story. Because I spent way too many hours campaigning against that kind of behavior. It cannot be that a Deputy Chief Secretary will mount a public platform and will moot points that really and truly goes against the very facts of the matter. And I cannot attest to what motivated this. And in fact, I don't even care to theorize about what motivated this. But one thing I know for sure is that so long as I'm here as Chief Secretary, there is one Chief Secretary in this space, one leader in this space, there is one team in this space, and we move as a team, and we will be taking decisions in accordance with what the law says. Full stop. I hope you recall that during the campaign, I made every single one of those members, I asked them to be here today. Look at their faces. You see everybody look nice? I asked every single one of them to sign a code of conduct. And in that code of conduct, there is a requirement that we will all operate in accordance with the law and in accordance with standard principles that are required of us. All of us. The night of that meeting when that was signed, one of the foregoing questions, in fact, the biggest elephant in the room was the question of whether or not a chief secretary that is not the leader of a party will be able to discipline his leader should his leader fall out of line. And I made it lucidly clear on that night. You could be leader, you could be captain, or you could be cook, or even cook. Once you're part of this team, I am holding you up by those standards. And so today, I am holding the DCS up by those standards. I want to make it very publicly clear that immediately post this press briefing, a review of the DCS's portfolio and the assignments or the areas assigned to him will be done. And I assure you, before the end of the weekend, you will get some press release indicating what the decision is insofar as treating with the unfortunate and the ill-advised briefing of the DCS in New York that went very ultra what the actual facts are. The facts are that to date, we have assisted this group to the tune of $417.50. And so nobody could argue that perhaps the administration not kind to Roxborough people or the administration not kind to people from one district, as I see some other crazy people in the space saying, we treat everybody equally and with parity.
So there you have it, Tony, man.
Right. So clearly you heard he said that there's other issues going on that you don't care to speculate on or to address.
Yeah, absolutely.
That created that situation.
Yes, so there were other things going on that
it was inevitable. That was inevitable. What happened was inevitable.
So Duke actually sent his resignation, and let's read what the resignation said. Hold on, let me read this. Okay, so this says, Honorable Fali Chavez, Chief Secretary, Office of the Chief Secretary, resignation from the role of Deputy Chief Secretary. Dear Chief Secretary, I'm writing to formalize my resignation with immediate effect as Deputy Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly. I will not accept your invitation to fight for such or any position. I wish to remind you, I gave you the authority to become Chief Secretary, and now I remove myself to assure that the voice of the PDP will be heard. As you're aware, democracy and transparency have always been part of my political philosophy. I have seen firsthand that you choose to fight against me rather than fight for our people. I've lost all confidence in you. Kindly accept my resignation from the post of Deputy Chief Secretary, Watson Solomon Duke, Assemblyman for Roxborough, Argyle. So even in Patton, he couldn't have been humble.
No, he joined stones.
You see, even in Patton, he couldn't have been humble. Right? Even in going away.
He's saying he don't want to fight.
Sometimes you gotta take the high road, man.
No, you're saying I'm leaving and I don't want to fight, but even though I don't want to fight, pow, take this. Pow, take that.
Yep. You're shooting bullets still. You're leaving, but you're shooting bullets.
Yeah. I don't want to fight,
you know?
but take this. Take that. Boy.
It is just so sad, man. It's sad. You know?
It
is sad.
Well, sometimes I'd like to say my people. I just wish my people would learn. But I guess all people go through that, eh?
Yeah. Let me see what's this one I have here. Hold on, and let me see what this one I have here.
PDP leader Watson Duke resigns from the THA with immediate effect. Sources have indicated, now that Watson Duke has resigned from the THA, he may take his Georgie bundle.
Yeah, that was something there. So Hailey's asking the question, how them let something so simple become so difficult, eh? It's never never done in Trinidad and Tobago.
It seems simple, Anselm, but unfortunately, like you said, there was more in the motor other than the pistol. There was
things so, right?
Yeah, that's based on what Fali said and what the information that I've processed thus far. That's something that was brewing, and
So Tommy, I don't know if you heard this, right? Let's listen to the guy here in New York. He was on a show with Brother B, right? And he was talking about what transpired. We're not gonna go all into it, but let's see what he I wonder if this one is it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see which one is this here. Hold on there. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So let's listen to this gentleman here for just a few minutes. Hold on.
In New York. Good morning, and welcome to the program, Dr. Jimmy Toussaint.
Hey, good morning, Ria. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I am still trying to catch up from my time out there with you guys. I'm still trying to get some rest and to catch up. So, but I'm doing very well. How are you?
I am doing pretty well also.
Good. I'm really hoping this morning that you're able to bring some answers to the Tobago public on the issue of what really happened out there in the U.S. with regards to 23 stranded, quote-unquote stranded Tobagonians out in New York. Give us an idea. I know that you were very much involved. So, I mean, you are in a position to speak. So give us an idea on what happened.
Okay. So at the end of this conversation, I'm trying to get 3 points across. The very first point that I want to get across is that the Roxborough Folk Performance, this group from Tobago, they were already planning to come to New York. In fact, I engaged with them, I think it was like the end of August, through a friend of mine who put me onto them, saying that they would be in the New York space sometime when we would have the Tobago Day. Actually, I eventually reached out to them. They told me that they would be here from the 26th of August to the 7th of September. Now, bear in mind that Tobago Day is the 28th of August. So they were already planning to come here. So what I'm trying to get to the public is that, and there are some pockets in the public who is believing that we actually facilitated them coming here, and that is furthest from the truth. So I just wanted to get that part across, that team, and you all probably saw the disclaimer, we had nothing to do with facilitating this group coming to New York, finding accommodation or anything like that. I mean, we love when groups come. For several years, we've been doing this. Once you are here during that Tobago Day, we welcome you to be on the show, etc. We have started facilitating groups, assisting them, but we are just not in the position really to do that on a grand scale. So that's the very first thing.
Right.
So let me get back. So I was communicating with them sometime around the end of
just a minute, Dr. Saint. Mention 3 points that you wanted to get across.
Yeah, I'm getting to the other two as we get along. So that was just the first. I was communicating with them at the July, and the commission continues closer to today. However, the night before Tobago Day, I just didn't hear anything from them because I was trying to set up, like, for example, what mics you may need, what type of stage, setup you want, etc. Right. And I reached out to the group and I got a response saying, we have encountered major setbacks. We are looking for a house in Brooklyn because we lost our booking because of late payment. This was August the 28th, just before, like 1 o'clock in the morning, just before the Tobago Day. And they basically said they were very hurt and disappointed. So let's move forward now. After Tobago Day came, and 1 week later, September the 4th, I got a call saying that some Tobago personnel, a group, was stranded on the street, nowhere to go. I suspected it had to be the Roxborough folk performance. So I got up, jumped up, and ran up. Well, just before I got out of the house, I actually sent a message to the executive of team informing them of the situation. And I got out, and while on my way to the location, I called several people because, I'm a person who, I think I have a little clout with some people and I know who to call, etc. So there's this one particular guy, he's my very good friend, Norris Cook. I called him, I said, you know what, some Tobago people, they're stranded. We need to go and check out what is taking place. I also called Angela Cook, let's go see what's taking place. When I got there, I actually saw some of Tobago folks. Some were kind of like milling around on the street. Some were in a gallery of a house, appeared to be sleeping. Some were downstairs. Some were in a vehicle. This guy, Danny Hall, because the calls that I got initially came from him. And usually, he might call me once in a while, but I got several missed calls. So I knew that it was something, something was up. So eventually we started to get into action and try to make calls, who could help, etc. And that's the second point I'm trying to bring. So several people just coalesce around that situation. I'm talking about normal, ordinary Tobagonians just coalesce around that situation and decided, we have to do something. We can't have our Tobago people on the street. So that is where the basement came in. The chief also spoke about a church, but I think he got that wrong. What happened is, while we were standing on the street there, a guy came and he said, I heard something about some Tobago people stranded, and there's a church not too far away. They would like to house you all. But it really wasn't housing. They just wanted us to come in there and sit it out until we got our actions. That is Sunday morning. Got everything together. So eventually we started making calls, and that is where the basement came up. The reason why the basement came up is because, and I could call the person's name, her name, I believe, is Vanessa Allen. She's from, she's Trinidadian, but she has the Tobago parentage. Very nice lady. In fact, she was at the Tobago Day. She came there to give away, free food. Her daughter performed in the Tobago Day also. And I called her, I said, you know what, we have 20-something Tobagonians here stranded, no place to go or anything like that. And she said, okay, they could come and stay at me. I said, it's 20-something. She said, no problem, I'll see what I could do. So that is how we got the basement. Now that is Sunday. During that time, I called someone who's very close to the chief secretary, Farley. And I told them about the situation that was happening. And basically they told me, here, what, I'm going to meet with Farley this afternoon, Chief Secretary Farley this afternoon, and we'll get back to you. And Chief Secretary Farley did talk to me that Sunday. He wanted to find out, what was taking place, what we could do, etc. So that's the Sunday. We decided that on the Monday now, we would try to, sort out better arrangements for the that Tobago contingent. However, the Monday was Labor Day. Labor Day, I was actually on the parkway with the Deputy Chief Duke, escorting him around, etc. So Monday was totally out. Tuesday now, I reached back out to the person who is very close to Secretary Chief Farley, and I told him, I said, okay, it's Tuesday, we need to do something about getting accommodation. And after some back and forth negotiation, I was assured that if I found accommodation, etc., of course, I'll be repaid, etc. And by Tuesday night, every last one of the Tobago contingent was in a well, clean, put together hotel.
Let me ask
Wasn't
you
too
something
far
here very
from me.
quickly, Dr. Toussaint. Who guaranteed you that you would have been reimbursed had you put your money out?
Well, the Chief Secretary.
And this was a one-on-one conversation with him?
This was through his a person who is attached to him. And this person, I know the person very well, and I accepted that person's word. So it was just on that person's word, I went ahead. I said, you know what, now we can. But bear in mind, I must mention this to you also. Even though we were moving to better accommodation, typical Tobago people, we are very resilient. They started to make that place comfortable, clean it up, etc. Right. Because the place was never prepared for anyone, far less 20-something people. Okay, so the second point, that's the second point I was trying to make, that ordinary Tobagonians coalesced around that situation and got into action. That's the second point. So we're getting to the Tuesday, they're in the hotel, etc. And I have to just go back a little. So during that time, the Monday actually, I saw the Trinidad and Tobago, the Consulate General. I told him about the situation. And he said, if there's anything that you need me to do, reach out to me. So that's the third point I'm trying to make. So I also brought it to the attention of, hierarchies, government official and these hierarchies, people who I know could make a difference there, who could help solve this situation. And this is where it got, and I'm going to stop somewhere, in the next couple of seconds. So by the Tuesday, they're in the hotel, and the Wednesday, I brought it to the attention of our deputy chief. Told him, everything is fine. We have the accommodation. The only thing, and I only got that from the Roxborough folk performance. They said that they need food, and from there, everything just went crazy after that.
Yeah.
So Duke blew the thing out of proportion.
Yep.
He needed something to put fire up Farley's behind. He needed something, and he couldn't wait for that. He took it too far. That's how you deal with that. Get on social media and do something. Send Western Union.
You see for yourself. Or let's see what happened.
Basically, he was saying that, in other words, that Farley was wicked and I'm doing them wrong. And
this. Go ahead, Tommy.
And not inconsiderate. He actually painted a picture of inconsiderate behavior on the part of the chief secretary.
And you see, Tommy, that's why this thing is something that there was more in the mortar than the pestle, and they could have fixed it, but I don't think he wanted to fix anything. He wasn't interested in fixing it.
Duke should not have gone there. We clearly hear what the gentleman is saying.
I mean, this gentleman was fully involved, and he said everything was fixed.
It was fixed, and not only that, you see Lavo come into the play also. Lavo volunteered to help.
Yeah, and if the same people who fixed it with them had then known that they need food, they would have fixed that too.
Yeah, Man, that was too easy to fix.
It was too easy to fix. That's what I'm saying.
That didn't even have to get back to get the folly that you have them starving in New York. Oh my God! As though
Tommy. When I saw it, I'm like, oh my God! Why do they treating these people like this, man? Why? People in our basement with rats. Why are they treating? I mean, you're going on what you see on social media. I'll be like, wow, man, that's bad. That's horrible, man. Why would they do something like that?
And do you hear what the gentleman says? You hear what the
man said everything was fixed.
He said they jumped into action right away and resolved the issues.
They resolved the issue. Everything was fixed. Then they heard that they needed some food, right? And they were going to fix that. And next thing you know, there's a social media post. With
Fali has the right to be very upset. Put yourself in Fali's position.
Huh?
Put yourself in Fali's position.
Yeah, I would have been upset too. I would have really been upset.
Fali has the right to be damn mad, and Duke is totally out of order. Damn well out of order.
Yeah. And that guy who talked in there, he was involved, eh?
Yes.
You see? And that's the thing, Tommy, is that, sometimes we don't have all the information, and we can, if you want to do something, some confusion, you did a great job of it. You did a great job. You did an excellent job. You had to give him credit.
Yes. And
you did a great job of blowing this whole thing out of proportion.
And the thing is that the purpose that they were to fulfill, they had blown the opportunity by coming late for whatever reason.
Correct. But Tony, hold on.
Okay.
Hello, caller. We on air.
I know. I want to make a contribution to that topic of discussion.
Go ahead. No, you're inside already. Say that again? Yeah, you on here. Yeah, go ahead. Tommy's here.
Good night.
Yeah.
Is that Keisha?
Yeah. No, that's Kathy. Go ahead, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Okay. Yeah, he lives in New York. He's in Brooklyn.
Right. So you all took that tip in, I think, from one of the channels in Tobago.
Yeah, Tobago Channel 5.
Okay, good. Now, I think I am one of the persons who could give better idea.
Kathy, you want to hold on? We're going to go for a quick station identification. Hold a minute, okay? Hold 1 minute. Folks, we're gonna go for a quick station identification. We have a caller from Trinidad and Tobago. Tommy, let's go for a quick station identification and we come back. We're gonna pick up the call. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Okay, caller, we are back with you. Go ahead, Kathy. We're back with you. Go ahead. Yes.
Right. As I was saying before, I think, and I am fully aware, that I am one of the individuals who is a PDP supporter, a PDP campaign, a PDP advisor, and I am qualified to give a whole synopsis of what is taking place. Now I'm here talking and I am seeing where the opposition activists and forces are original PDP candidates from day one were there. When they wanted to go back up, it was Mr. Pali, the simple Pali, that when I say he is Mr. Big Shot, because of why? Duke decided to say, okay, I will give the mantle for you as the chief secretary, till I said I was stepping on as the chief secretary for John Tati, and I was going to the general election. I want safety. Do you all know that there were people inside your own camp sabotage his election chances for the seat of Tobago East? Why don't they come out and say that? Joe says that he knew that he said nothing. We took it and we still went ahead. There are people who got position, who are position right now. And I want to ask the same chief secretary who said that he is the boss. Who is the one who went and met the TOP officials and promised them all kind of things and bring them over to PDP and also the PDP candidates who were there on the ground fighting? Let him come out and say that. There were people who were candidates already on the ground and he moved them. And that, let me tell you something, this thing is start from now and on. This thing is start from now and on. There were people who were going back up who got the nod from the executive, and it was this chief secretary and his team that told them to step down, and he brought in the other side. And I warned Mr. Duke, when this gentleman draft up this thing, we see he get lawyers to draft up this thing, and he allowed candidates to sign. I told Mr. Duke that is when the man was pulling the rug from the but he didn't want to listen. You see, you have a sore heart. This thing is not now, this thing has nothing to do with the Tobago rock thing and whatever money I'm just adding. No, this thing started from the time we got the 2 seats in the house. Our struggles started from there because people had potential. They wanted to be chief secretary, and you say, okay, I will pull you in. I see potential in you, but she was the campaign manager for Pali, right? And Pali automatically gave her a seat. And this executive was not pleased of that. I am on the ground. The candidate was not who was screened, was not pleased of that. In other words, he took people who we wanted to have under his wings. And I know this will come from the one. But what I have to say, Duke is very hard. He did not listen. Because you, as a political leader, you have to have people with the ears and eyes on the ground. You think Dr. Rowley don't have ears and eyes on the ground? He may have them, but do we listen to them? You think Kamala would bad? They would good Patrick Manning. Patrick Manning was one political leader. He had his troops on the ground and his ears and eyes. But Duke was so hearted. Right? This thing is start from not even know New York or nothing. He was not Jews. And he wanted to intervene.
So Kathy, why don't you come in on the program on Saturday, and we will send you a link and you'll come on and you will be the guest, so you can further discuss what you. Yeah.
Wait, we'll be on that program Saturday.
What do you mean? Nobody? We are nobody booked. We don't have anybody booked. I was offering you for you to come on.
Let me tell you something, Anthony. You know I would not come on your program. I just listen and I cooking and I hear that. That's why I say let me interview. You know I would not come. You of the person. You known that what was deep will have no more than the person than that. You out of all because you were the one I was communicating with from the one when we were campaigning. You were the one who gave this PDP and who
Okay,
right?
that's fine.
No, I'm not mixing you, but I just wanted to kind that over. Right?
Okay, that's fine.
I just wanted to add tonight that people don't really know how much people was going through. People don't know. There was a lot of backstabbing. That last general election, Duke should have won that thing. But Duke was stabbing his back by his two deputies.
Mm.
When people come on the ground and see what is going on, then they will know that people just wasn't talking. People wasn't talking. Because we saw a bigger picture, and the bigger picture was okay for the PDP to use the mandate or the promise the people and to go to govern Tobago more effectively. Putting the people first. How many activists, how many people cry out to the executive and keep reminding them from the one that the first promise in 90 political leaders made was this election was not big for the people and they were supposed to create employment for the people, especially women. You know what the people, you know they creating employment for? The wife, the friend, the concubine, the uncle, the sister, and the people that did wrong work on the ground. I hear Fanny talking about the campaign hand. What had Fanny campaign hand? Ask Fanny which party walked for the general for the last DAT election. Ask him. Ask him where he walked. Besides running down and in front of media and talking and pretending he was running the campaign. He know how much campaign look at the walk with other candidates. He talking about the campaign hand. What campaign had? Your campaign had that you buy a picking bottle of water, case of water for the activists who wave the flag up and down behind all you. Eh? Your campaign had and they couldn't even give out gas. Talking about the campaign had.
So
And it is unacceptable, it is wrong because people like myself, when you make people want the people to rock and come in, you want the political leader of the party and it's political. And let me tell you something. The DOP took the 2C and went Trinidad and mashed it up with a political leader called Ashford Jack. I said to myself, Tobago would have never gotten an opportunity again to govern and to have an effective party. I thought that was the last. But when you took up the mantle and said, it's the former party people that have said, I remember the time you was in Roxborough on that street lamp with a door and the thing, and I might as well pass it. People would say, man, and he never come in and he told people to wrong and coming. He said, whatever political party was before, and if you are disappointed, I am giving more opportunity to rock and come in and join. And people like myself, okay, this is our hope, this is a young person, let's join. And we encourage a lot of people. I did a lot of radio program for the TV from 2016 to 2017. None of those people were there. And you know what I want to say? If they have a problem with the issue, when you rock road, let them come out and tell the small Trinidad and Tobago why then they just spend all those money to send a contingent to Grenada. Let Mr. Ali answer because I would like to reveal what information and he needs to come up and tell the nation Trinidad and Tobago. Show us the letter. Show us the letter where the contingent that went Grenada went there as upon an invitation from the Grenada government and they went there on an invitation from the Grenada Board of Tourism because I know for a fact they pick up this stuff and went there on a joyride.
So Kathy.
Good.
So Kathy, I want to thank you. Anything else you want to say? No, go ahead. Say that again.
I'm listening to you. Say go ahead. Let me hear what you say.
No. I'm asking if there's anything else you want to say.
Well, I must say as well, there are people. I am seeing the
that if you have anybody who would like to recommend to be one of the counselors, you take all three. When coming to advisors, only to what on your one. No consultation with political leader. And these are very sensitive positions, especially the party going into government. Only take all. Right?
Okay.
So what happened? The political leader couldn't have an input. The executive couldn't have an input.
So Kathy, here's what it is, right? We at 10:14 p.m., right? And that's why I was inviting you to come back in order to have the discussion, you know, and I wanted to give you as much time as possible to hear what you have to say, you know. Maybe what we can do is that, you know, we can set up where you can we can finish the discussion. Huh? Say that again. Well,
Tuesday.
maybe on Tuesday, we could get you to. So, well, on Tuesday we could get you to come in, and we will send you the link, and you could come in and we could have a long discussion, and you could lay what you have on the table. We are willing to give you that. So you think about it. If you decide if you want to come in, and we'll offer that opportunity.
I just only the place on table because I didn't talk to anyone. I talk to you because I know what I know, and then everything I know that me want to see.
Well, that's why you're giving you the opportunity to. That's why we want to give you the opportunity in order for you to put it on the table.
I'm saying, understand what I'm saying. This issue is taken personally. I put my sweat, my hours, my time, my day and night into this victory. Not even this victory. I went back and win it. So I'm not in a position where I am ready to move and see.
Okay, no problem.
What I say is what I say.
No problem. I understand.
What I say,
no problem.
I said I'm going out there most likely weekend, and trust me. Just trust me. But when I say this decision you make today, they need to stand for. There's no thing. They have been very disrespectful to the political leader.
Okay. All right. So
the starting meeting, the starting in our election when they hosted the meeting and thing, they will see the man and his wife there, don't even acknowledge him. That's the only third party has. Nobody can tell me about Mr. Pani and his team. The level of disrespect they have. On many occasions really happened. I had to pull him up and said, Mr. Pani, and these people is telling that his wife is sitting up in front of them and you can't acknowledge them.
So listen. Right. So all right. So listen, all right. Listen to this, right? When you believe that you would like to come in and talk and talk to us, that is open to you. So just let us know and we'll do that. Okay? All right. Thanks a lot. All right. Bye-bye.
Oui, papa. Ooh, bon Dieu.
And I know Kathy very well. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
What I would tell you, Tommy, I don't know what else to say. That.
So she clearly stated that the 27 was not the issue.
Yeah.
The 27 persons was not the issue. There were other things festering that had to come to the fore, and there was
before we go, Tommy. Just before we go, Nadia, Rennie, let me see who else is here. Simon, Simone Mitchell. This woman is on nonsense. We in Tobago know better. Watson did not win Tobago East because of his utterance on Saturday night before election in Crown Point. Okay, Simone from Tobago, boy.
Wow.
Simone, put closing comments in the chat. Albert Montano, put closing comments in the chat.
Nadia
is
Rennie.
saying Pali is correct. That's correct. highly as well. Put closing comments in the chat.
Ulrich,
Rennie Mohammed, still, if you're still there, Kapiza, if you're still there. You know, so folks, we had a call. That's a call from a PDP activist, you know, who called in and was giving her take on it. And I invited her to come into the program so she could give her take on the whole thing. And, you know, she's squarely on the side of Watson Duke, you know, and listen, everybody got to decide, you know, you got to pick a side. It's simple. You got to pick a side. And people in Tobago are picking sides now. And we're going to see where this is going to go. You know, this is going to go because it seemed like Simone is from Tobago and Simone is saying something totally different. Simone is saying this woman is on nonsense. We in Tobago know better. Watson did not win Tobago East because of his utterance on the Saturday night before election in Crown Point. Right? So it is what it is.
Yep.
Ulrich say more thing will come out. Wait. Yeah, so me, any closing words?
Yeah, well, as we see, they can't kind of got my tongue there for a minute, but it kind of addled my brains. But I'll tell you one thing, the heart, according to Spike Jones, he says the heart is not like a box that gets filled up. It expands in size the more you love. And that is the biggest problem we're having, love. People, they had to exercise a little bit more love. And we ain't gonna have so many issues. I know I'm a utopianist. I think big, I think outside the box, I think things that are probably impossible to many, but love is still the answer. A pleasant good night to each and everyone. And it was a pleasure being in the village here tonight.
Yeah.
I know at the end here, I kind of get hit out the park here for 6 by by what is being said. But we all know, and we all believe right through that there was more in the pestle other than the mortar.
And you see, Tommy, the good thing about we give people hearings, man. You want to come and voice your opinion, we have a problem with that. You know what I mean? You have a problem. And I'm going to say this again. Martin Luther King said the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at the times of challenge and controversy. And I said before, that's what's going on with the PDP now. And hopefully, you know, they will be able to work things out. From where I said, this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all. I like to stay, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard, for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. So, Rennie Mohammed says, we are all one people under the sun. Sorry, folks. Then I don't think there's anybody else here that says anything.
Nadia says, good night, everyone. It's a pleasure being in the village once again. Good show, but I don't see anything happening. Only talk. Nothing going to change in Trinidad. Nadia, you had to be a little bit more optimistic, my darling.
Yeah,
because
Albert Montano said Basdio Pando from the UNC was voted out by members in 2010, and the party got over that. And then the UNC won without Basdio Panda in 2010. And I want to say that exactly. Someone has to find something, and eventually somebody else might come and take that something from you. There are hundreds and thousands of people who find companies in this country, and eventually somebody come and take the company from them. It is just part of the process. And you may found a political party. You don't own the party. You don't own the party. Right? You don't own the party. If the PDP has to have an internal election, and in an internal election, any number can play. Right? And if you decide that you lose, then you go be continuously starting one party to the next party to the next party. Right? That's part of life.
You read Ulrich Murray's statement?
Yeah.
Tonight as I lay my head to sleep, I pray to God my soul to keep. Pleasant night, everybody.
Yeah.
Same to you, Ulrich.
Yeah.
You read highly Kuchela?
Let me read Albert. Comment. Tonight was another class in the politics in Tobago, and we know we are what transpired in Tobago affairs. This is another part of democratic government. We learn something new every day. Yes? And Kathy says, this is Kathy, who was just on the line. Tell someone to ask the PRO who had advised the woman to go to the police with an allegation of Mr. Duke prior to the general election. Someone, mind your own business. That's from Kathy. Oh God. Highly closing comments. Fali and
WhatsApp to come clean. with what really going on. When you speak truth, you leave no reason for suggestion, gossip and bacchanal. Good night, folks.
I think they can turn at the end there, boy. Oh God.
Why? It thing get hot.
The thing get hot, boy. Oh God, the thing get hot. All right, let me see somebody just bringing us in a new comment there. Let me see what I want. Yeah, Albert, good night to you. Yeah, as well, you know. So, folks, there we have it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me make sure I read all the comments. I don't want nobody to get upset. Hey, look, Erica John. Erica John, good night. Good evening to you, Erica. Welcome.
Yeah, good night, Erica.
Rennie Mohammed says we are all one people under the same sun. Peace and love to everyone.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go tonight with
special good night to my dear Nadia.
Nadia said, I don't really understand what's really going on. I don't really follow politics. All right, we're gonna go to the explainer the government. What boy tonight get in the last thing there you ready to go on fire. The thing get on fire just so you know. Just so I had to get them for us to fix this phone, man. They had to fix this phone. I'm fed up with this. All right.
We must work, being complacent. Oh yeah. Let's get serious, stop making joke. And the government bad. What we must remember, we the government of Trinidad. We vote them in power, that is true. They got to do what we want them to do. Don't allow complacency to make any party dictate for the country. Every country gets a government that they serve. If we elect them to serve, that's why we must be concerned. Every country gets a government that they serve. For more improvement, bigger achievements, work with government, stop being complacent. Judy,